Alora Griffiths, welcome to the conversation. Live from the GTA.
Live from Burlington.
We did it.
We did. What do we do?
6 months, I think.
Oh my God. Has it really been?
November 24th weekend was the original weekend we were going to do this.
Yep.
And then this happened, and that happened. I got sick.
It was the winter.
It was the winter. And now we're finally here on May, I think, 15th.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Oh my God.
It's when I started this podcast, I wrote a list of 20 people that I wanted to have on. And I had you in like the top maybe 5 or 6 people.
Oh my God.
And I thought about it. You've spent so much of your time and energy and career magnifying other people and their stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was time for all of those people to hear yours.
I do not think that I am very exciting. I think my life is just a collection of a collection of oh my goodness, a collection of yeses versus like no's, and it's just so many different chapters, like
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, I think I say yes more than I say no, so I've done a lot of shit.
I know. That's why this is probably going to be a long episode. And first and foremost, I always say the same thing. No one's above or below an intro, because like we have a Stanford aerospace scientist, the freaking general of the military,
Yeah.
to like pro runners. It gives people kind of an understanding of who we're talking to.
Love it.
So, I mean, yeah, like you said, like a lot of chapters from working in nuclear, military, firefighting, and growing up and still living with a speech impediment, I guess they would
Yeah.
call it technically.
Yeah.
With a stutter.
Yeah.
And then you, in 2020, decided to get into the media world.
Yep. I was dabbling a little bit with like weddings, family photography, kid photos, but
Yeah. And then you were doing your powerlifting.
that was
You
a
were
chapter.
and you were a good powerlifter.
Yeah.
You were
That was fucking good.
You were definitely certainly far above average. And yeah, you started kind of YouTubing your own stuff. And now you're obviously, I consider you a mentor. When I introduce people, I mean, you're probably, top 5 people that I reference the most in my life to people.
Oh,
And I
thank
refer to you as my mentor. So
That's amazing. Thank you.
It's exciting to have you here. This podcast does not exist without you. So I appreciate it.
You are like, every idea has to come from somewhere, and obviously this is your idea, and if I could help you with any of like the technical side, yeah, it's easy stuff.
I thought a lot about how I'm going to structure this podcast. And what I'm going to do today is we're going to start from the beginning of your life and work through it all.
Okay.
And go through the chapters.
Cool.
What was growing up like for little Alora?
Oh my God. It was a lot. Oh my God. It was, I want to say the word quiet, because I definitely did not use my voice, which I think is a big string, is a big thing throughout all of these chapters. Yeah, it was a lot of like watching, being quiet. I honestly do not have a lot of memories from my childhood, and we could go into that. That alone could be why I want to film, capture, photograph everything now, because I don't have a lot of memories of my childhood, which is sad. If you were to ask my mom, it's probably one of our biggest fights about me not remembering moments that she does. good moments. I do bits and pieces of like the bad stuff, which I think obviously was because it made me who I am or who I didn't want to be, that I had to change, reparent myself, but I don't have a lot of memories.
Damn.
I know.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up so I was born in Pickering, Pickering, and then we moved out to like the Rockwood area when I was 5. So grew up in like a smaller town. There's a conservation out there, which is beautiful. So I remember like the woods and the trees and the green. Yeah.
Damn. Not much memories, eh?
Not a lot.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I'm the oldest of 3.
3, got it.
Yeah, so 2 sisters.
Was your like family life growing up pretty like normal? Where you're like, was it abusive? Was it just like a regular run of the mill family setup?
Yeah. No, I would say like looking back is probably the typical 90s family. No, not physically abusive at all. Emotionally could be. But if the physical abuse is the standard, like that's pretty, but no, pretty typical.
Did you do any athletics growing up?
I did. So I started playing hockey when I moved to Rockwood. So probably like the Timbit hockey, 5 or 6, and then excelled at that. I was a goalie for my whole entire hockey career. My dad was a goalie too, so obviously that played a big part in kind of pushing me towards that. But no, I excelled really quickly. Played double A hockey for Guelph. I played guys triple A hockey when I was in grade 9 or 10, and then played the women's. Back then it was called the PWHL. Now it's I don't even know what it's called now, but it's the highest level of girls hockey that you can go.
What age did you stop playing hockey?
I stopped playing hockey grade 12. Was it? So again, like, where are the memories? It's crazy. I can remember on a rep team, so I think it was the Cambridge Fury. Again, it was like for the PWHL, highest level of girls hockey. I made the team, and then 2 weeks later, I got cut, or I made the team. They like held me on, and then boom, because of politics, I literally have no idea why. That sucked, and because then obviously after you have no team to go to, right? Because like season started, what are you doing? But that kind of sucked, and that was obviously, I think, the end of it. I played like obviously high school hockey during that same time, 9 to 12. But yeah, it just kind of ended like really abruptly, it felt. And then after that, that's when I got into like CrossFit, and that brought me into powerlifting.
What drew you to CrossFit?
Wait, what's that?
What drew you to like getting into CrossFit?
Probably just being like wanting to be strong, wanting to be fit. I was working out during hockey as well. I remember going to the gym for the first time, I think in grade 8 or grade 9, and I still go to the same gym I did back then, Stay Fit in Guelph. But yeah, no, I enjoyed working out. So I just kind of CrossFit was definitely smaller. This was like 2011, 2012. So it was like very niche, very small. I think I remember seeing a photo on Tumblr, if you even remember the fucking site, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just got drawn to it, and it became definitely like an obsession. I loved it. My mom and I went out to California to watch the CrossFit Games once or twice. And then that brought me into powerlifting because I sucked at like the snatch and the clean and jerk. And I was better at like squatting, deadlifting, um, and like the bench. So it was just like a natural progression.
And then how old were you when you had your first powerlifting competition?
How old was I? Oh my God. Probably like, it was in 2014, 2015.
Got it.
So I'm not very good at math.
Yeah. And then you started obviously excelling there and winning.
Yeah, no, so I competed in the non-tested. I did take steroids for my powerlifting career. I remember 2015 was when I first started taking them because that's when my girlfriend at the time, like my wife now, when we first met in 2015. So I remember it was right around that same time.
What made you take performance enhancing drugs?
So that's a good question because there's a lot of layers. The first, because I obviously knew that it could help with muscle development, making me stronger. I'm a competitive person, so obviously I wanted to excel in powerlifting. I wanted to be strong, all that stuff. And then the underneath layer was throughout my life, I am gay, but I obviously present like masculine, and there was definitely a lot of in my brain. Am I a guy? Am I not? Am I a girl? Do I want to change? Do I want to transition? All that stuff, right? So I in my mind, I was like, okay, steroids can kind of be the bridge between these two. I can take steroids and be the most masculine female I can be. And at the same time, I don't have to actually transition, if that makes sense.
During that time, what was your mental health like?
The powerlifting?
Yeah,
like
powerlifting and contemplating, am I a guy or should I transition?
that I can remember. Again, this was in Pickering, like in Ajax, so I had to be under 5 years old. One of the memories I do have is standing in front of like my closet and getting dressed and looking at looking at my sock and like underwear like options and just not wanting. I'm like, I don't want to wear this. And I was 5 and under, so I'm not sure how old I was, but just knowing that like this isn't me. So even at that age, I was already thinking like, this isn't right. This isn't who I am, kind of like inside, right? So that went throughout my elementary school, high school is definitely how I presented. Yeah,
As a little girl, were you wearing dresses and putting makeup on?
until I could verbally express that I did not want to wear that anymore, yes, which was probably around like 5 or 6. I remember getting my hair cut like up to like my like shoulder, and then it just got shorter and shorter. And I told my mom like I wanted short hair because of hockey, because it was easier under the mask, blah blah blah. But it just kept getting shorter and shorter. Probably grade 1 or grade 2, I always had short hair.
Damn.
Yeah.
Got it. How did that land for your family?
I mean, I definitely think they knew that I was gay. I came out technically, I think grade 9 or 10, but they knew, like,
Yeah.
obviously.
Did you ever have a relationship or any kind of like intimacy with a man before?
No, I think I kissed one boy in like kindergarten. That's about it. That's it. And then I had my first girlfriend at like grade 6, grade 7, and we dated, if you could call it that, until grade 11 or 12.
Do you think being gay is for you, I guess, or in general, like a social construct or something that's more like biological and innate?
That's hard because I don't know if I I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I think it's individually. I think now the LGBTQ plus is definitely pushed a lot more onto kids, which I don't think is good. I think we all have to do searching on who we are, who we want to be, what's inside of us, and I don't think all of the pushing is good. I'm really glad that I did not transition. I don't think that it is the fix. Like, it's not a fix. The fix is working on internally. And like I am a big I don't know, psychedelics, doing the inner work, and I do know in past lives, all that stuff. I do know that I've been a male in my past lives. So, of course, in this life, being a male would probably feel easier. But on a soul level, on a experience level that my soul wanted to, it chose to be in this body. So why go against that when my tiny human brain can't comprehend the bigger dreams, goals, like the lessons that I want to have now?
In 2016, Jordan Peterson made headlines and waves, and at that time was around when I felt the transgender LGBTQ environment or pushing on kids became prevalent. And I know that was kind of a bit after you just probably decided not to do it. It's just interesting to me that you had those deep thoughts of potentially transitioning and didn't. And now you're very happy about that decision.
Yeah.
And, one thing that I see a lot right now on social media are women who transitioned, who felt like it was more of a social construct or being pushed on them, that then are now fully matured in terms of age, like they're 23, 24, 25, and they have deep regrets. Mm-hmm. And there was actually something that happened, I think 2 months ago, where this lady sued 2 doctors, and it's the first case to my knowledge where it went in their favor.
In Canada?
It was in the States.
In the States, yeah.
Yeah, she ended up getting like a $2 million settlement.
Yeah.
And it was proven in, I guess, the court of law that the 2 doctors, the psychologist and the other surgeon, were deeply influencing her and trying to promote her to transition.
Yeah, because of money, because of whatever else pushing them. But yeah, like if you're over 20, 21 and you want to change, go for it. It's the kids, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's always, this whole podcast, by the way, isn't going to be about this, but this is the only podcast I've ever had someone on that had that process or experienced it.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've ever talked to someone ever that had conflicting thoughts about who they are and their gender and transitioning. So that's why I wanted to ask about it, because I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Because seeing some of the horror stories that are now coming out,
it's crazy.
I'm pretty similar with you in that let's just chill and wait till people become adults and
then make your own decisions.
Yeah. And then that's on you. But let's maybe stay away from promoting or influencing children to transition? Because it's when I was 5 or 6, I'd always wear my like my bigger sister's like dresses.
Of course,
and,
yeah.
and then it's funny because obviously I turned out to people think I'm this ultra endurance marathon pull up
Yeah.
savage guy and like pretty masculine in that sense. And but at that time, if when I was wearing dresses, my parents were like pushing that on me. Maybe just like back off and just let them figure out the
Just let them
world
be,
and
yeah.
support them.
Exactly.
And then, so having the speech impediment, being gay, and then thinking that you should transition,
Yeah.
like, was there any like bullying or poor treatment growing up for that?
I actually was pretty lucky and fortunate enough to not really have that. The only memory that stands out was from a teacher, actually, which obviously sucks because teachers are there to help you and bring you up, right? It was grade 7 or 8. It was a French teacher. He made the class stay in for recess, and he asked a question. I put my hand up. I stuttered. He mocked me, and the entire class was like, whoa. And I didn't know what to do. I think I left and went to the bathroom. But like, the school kind of not made it a big deal. So I don't even think I told my parents. I'm pretty sure my best friend at the time told her parents, and then they told my parents. I don't know if it was embarrassment on my part. I didn't know how to express maybe the anger or sadness I was feeling, but that was really the only time where I experienced bullying was from a teacher.
A male teacher?
A male teacher.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I don't even know his name anymore, but
I'm not a violent person
no.
or confrontational like that, but if that guy randomly ever sees this, fuck you.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
That sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually kind of infuriates me.
Yeah, and yeah, growing up with a lot of oh my god, what is the word? English is also hard. So
You're good. Take your time.
Growing up with a family that liked to not express how they felt, communication, use the silent treatment. I like my stuttering. I think definitely stems from that.
For stuttering, is that something that is considered like you're born with it? Like, I don't know.
Some say yeah, like it
ADHD or something.
So it is it's 3 out of 4 people with stuttering are like is guys, so it is a lot rarer for girls to stutter, and that it's also can be like passed down. So there's 2 people that I know of on my both sides, actually my mom and my dad's side, who have stuttered. They do not stutter anymore in their like adult life, but I don't think they know what really causes it.
What is your message to younger people or anyone, I guess, that stutters?
The speech, I know. I mean, if I could go back to myself in elementary school, I don't know why that makes me emotional. That's
okay.
Crazy.
Take your time.
Yeah. I was definitely scared to use my voice, but it's what makes you you. And I think it's just practice. It's loving yourself and knowing that I think it's a superpower that stuttering is, because it obviously makes yourself and the person that you're communicating with having to slow down. And I think in a world that's full of fast pace, instant gratification, wanting it now, it's a superpower to slow down, to really listen, for you to like lean in and be like, what's the next word? Even though you might know the next word, you still slow down, right? But that's why I got like my tattoo on my throat, because obviously speaking, being in front of people, taking up space is a fear, and what best way to conquer a fear is to put that fear right out in front. That's why I got that.
Damn, I didn't know that. So that's the representation
Yeah,
in
it's
the
right there.
ideology
You
behind
can't
all
hide
that.
it.
Yeah. Because you did I believe it was a 12-part series on Instagram a year or
Yeah.
so ago about stuttering. And from my recollection, you wanted to challenge yourself to speak publicly. I think it was once every week.
Yeah. Yep.
And share. And so, what are some things that you've done to improve your stuttering?
Yeah. So the biggest thing right now is the tongue scraping, which is crazy. Like I've never done that before. So you take like the copper tongue thing, put it as far back to your tongue and like scrape. So on a like obviously physical like aspect, you're like if you think about it like a muscle. If you don't use it, it atrophies. So in order to like work it, you like massage it, work it, just like with your tongue, you're activating it, right, by putting pressure on it. You're moving it. And then an energetically standpoint, like cleaning it, so like wiping off the negative, wiping off the words that are stuck, that way too has been really good. Taking a B1 vitamin every morning. They did a study that people with like high histamine and stuttering, B1 helps with both of those. Obviously practicing being on camera, whether that's like on your stories, like on Instagram stories, whether that's just talking to people out in the coffee shop or whenever you can. Like throughout all of my jobs, I've never not done it because I stutter. I actually don't like to say like I have a stutter. I experience stuttering, so doing having like the personal aspect, the personal, I don't know what the word is, of your injuries, it just makes you feel like you can't let go of them. So I don't have a stutter. I experience stuttering, which is better like in my brain, but
Let's dig into that a bit more.
yeah.
When you say have, and you don't like that
Yeah.
definition or terminology,
Yeah.
do you think that removes you from being a victim to it?
Yeah. So like definitely the victim mindset of your injuries, of your faults, of the attachment of it. So yeah, I don't have a stuttering because that's maybe one day it'll go. And if I'm attached to it, maybe I can't let it go.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Maybe you don't ever want to heal either.
Maybe, yeah. If you're attached to your suffering, if you're attached to your faults, if you're, yeah.
Yeah. Projecting that to the world.
Right?
Yeah.
I experienced stuttering. I have, but maybe tomorrow it'll go away, and that'll be okay too.
Yeah, I think it's pretty groundbreaking, really, because I think anyways, you are and could be even more of an inspiration as you get more on these podcasts and cameras and sharing your story for people with stuttering, because you're in a line of work that I would assume most people or everyone really with stutters would drastically avoid. And yet you're not only doing it, but I would say you right now are doing it at the highest level in the world.
In regards to what?
Media,
Media?
videography, just being in that scene.
Usually I'm not in front of the camera though. This is different.
This is different
It's
today,
different.
but I guess I could use my words better. You are doing videography. I mean, you're pretty humble. No, you're very humble. So I love you, so I'll talk shit. But I mean, fuck, man. You've done Chris Bumstead. You've done Sam Sulek, Nick Walker. I mean, last night we were at fucking Frank McGrath's fucking
So,
living room,
yeah.
and you are communicating and talking
Mm.
to some of actually the most successful people in that craft or that world. So
I mean, we talked about like about this off camera, and people are people. Like they're just people,
yeah.
and if you just, yeah, they're just people at the end of the day.
Do you find that because you spend so much time around those individuals, that your perspective of them being just people makes others kind of like in disbelief because they look at Chris Bumstead as almost like a godly figure, right? But then when you're around them, you're like, oh, this guy's, don't get me wrong, like he's so incredible.
Yeah,
But your perspective when I talk to you is, nah, they're just people.
yeah. They all have their own faults and their own abilities and their own stories and their own like, yeah, they're just people.
Why the hell are all these fucking the most famous people in this industry working with you? Why do they pick you?
I think I'm fun to be around. I like asking questions like same oh my goodness. I like to ask them questions, which I think feels good on the other side of that. Like having someone wanting to get to know them at a personal personal level. I think I'm good at what I do. I am good at what I do.
I'm glad you corrected that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because that's that piece, right? Where
Yep.
it's like,
No, I am good, and
yeah,
I've been working on that. Or like when someone gives you a compliment, not I used to go, oh no, like no, like literally push it away. But now I go, like now I go, uh, now I go, thank you. Right, so we bring it in instead of just no.
why do you think that your innate approach or your natural instinct is to push it away?
Because again, it's that taking up space. I throughout my childhood, throughout growing up, I was taught I had to be small. Don't let people see me. If I was a chameleon. I wore a ton of masks. Um, I was like the golden retriever,
Mm.
right? Which is probably why I hate Halloween. Like I am done wearing masks. Like I just want to wear this face. This is it. I just want to be me. And if you don't like that, that's on you.
What was the biggest motivation for you to stop being a chameleon?
I wasn't happy. 'Cause you're
Why
not.
though?
Why wasn't I happy?
Yeah.
Probably because I didn't know who I was. Because I was wearing so many masks. Like, who the fuck are you? This moment I'm wearing this mask. This over here I'm wearing not. No, who are you? I didn't know. Take off all the masks.
So who are you?
Who am I? I am a deeply spiritual person who loves learning and helping people tell their own stories. I love art, all types of art. I love my wife, I love my dog, I love my life. I love to travel even though I love being home on the couch. I love music, which I don't think I got to experience or go through during my childhood because I was just so focused on hockey and like sport that I did not even consider that I could be into like the music stuff. So I got into like handpan 2 years ago. Love that. That has helped me again take up space because it's sound. So like when you play it, even though people tend not to hear it because people are in their own like space and that, but I take up space. I can practice. I'm a lot of things. I'm not just like someone who picks up a camera, because if I have learned one thing in my life is that you can recreate yourself over and over again. You are not who you are yesterday. You're not who you're going to be tomorrow. It's just constantly changing. I was a really good hockey player. I could have done the 2002 Olympics. That was my like that was that. I was really good at powerlifting. Stop that. I've been a lot of things.
It's interesting when I asked you, who are you? There wasn't anything in your answer that referred to yourself as what you do in your career.
No, because I don't think who you are or how you make money isn't what you are. Like, if you were to ask somebody on the street, who are you? They're going to say, I don't even know. I'm like a banker. I work at the grocery store. I work at blah, blah, blah. That's not who you are. That's what you do to make money. Who are you? Like, yeah, I love creating art, and it just so happens that I get to make I get to make money while I create art. How fucking cool is that?
I mean,
right? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's great. You are someone that defied odds in this world where you were able to use some of your terminology, escape the simulation.
yeah. Like, I've definitely changed my mind about that. So instead of escaping it, instead of escaping it, why don't you use the knowledge and what you've learned to actually make the simulation play for you? So like most people are stuck at you're a character. So like if we go outside, there's going to be a bunch of other characters running around in the simulation. Okay, you're the character, but you're also the person with the game controller playing the character, right? So you step back. I have the boom. I'm playing the character, and then you're also the person who is the game developer. So you created this whole game that you're in. You're all of those.
Yeah, and most people live their life as the NPC or
That's the character. They're just
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Just going about their day. Yeah.
because we all live life on story mode, right? Like we live through like a myopic view, where it's almost like RuneScape or World of Warcraft or
I
Zelda,
haven't played any
where
games, but yeah.
you're this character from level one and you're kind of leveling up. What do you define the simulation as?
What do I define the simulation as?
Yeah. Because you talk about simulation all the time.
Like,
What is that?
I do think it's code, it's atoms, it's vibration, it's frequency. I mean, like scientifically, like there has been studies telling that there are 12 different dimensions, and this is one of them. Why not? Like,
No, you're good. Like one of the experiences that I had were how you were the simulation really hit me is I was at a restaurant once and the owner was like, watch this. And so an Uber driver came in to pick up an order.
Yep.
And I don't know the gentleman's name, so we'll say Mo. So the guy comes in, Mo comes in, hands him the bag. But the Uber driver actually had 2 orders to pick up from there.
Mm.
But he's like, watch this. I'm like, okay. So Mo comes in, grabs the order. And then the guy goes, no, there's another order. Like, you got to pick up. And he goes, no, I just have this one. Okay. Goes to his car. 2 minutes later, comes back into the restaurant, grabs the other order.
Yep.
And that was the first time I really realized how many people are NPCs, I don't even know what that.
Non a player character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when I had that experience, I started looking around in my day to day and seeing how many people, they're born, they go to school, they go to university, they get an 80K, 70K, 9-to-5 job, have a family, have kids. Like, it's this entire trajectory in life from being born to when you die that is very similar.
Yeah, it's the program.
Right.
Those are all programs that were programmed into us from the day we're born, through school, through our parents, through the media, the news. It's all programs.
Was there a moment for you that made you decide to zoom out and not just be an NPC, but be a developer?
Fucking COVID, bud.
Yeah. We're going to go there. Let's go there.
I can remember, like, I don't know what, it had to be in March. It was right before everything hit Canada. I remember watching a David Icke video. I don't know if you know him, but talks about a lot of different shit. And I was like, it just hit me. I'm like, yep, none of this is real. This is all fear-based. None of it is real. And that, I think, saved my brain throughout COVID.
And that's how we met.
And that's how we met.
It's interesting because the first 8 months of COVID, I caught the COVID madness is what I call it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And
like the masks, 6 feet, can't go anywhere, locked in my home until they tell me to come out.
Basically, yeah. Yep. No, I was still training really hard, so I would still go outside and like run miles.
Yep.
And I'd run a lot of miles every day. And I remember the first week of lockdown, I was running around Queen's University in Kingston, and it's always like hundreds and thousands of people in that area.
Oh my God.
And I was running, and there was almost no one around.
You're like, this is creepy.
And it was like it was in March, like exam season. Like, it's normally the universities are just like packed with people.
Yeah.
And people also looked at me weird, like in their cars. Or they would be like in their house, and I'd be like running by, and I look over, they're like looking at me. And not that I'm special, but that I was one of the only people that was like outside in that time.
Yeah. And
then obviously I was not happy about what was happening during COVID to children.
Yep. Yeah. At schools.
I made that. I took a video of me in my car, just basically 9 minutes of just ranting about it.
Yeah.
And that just went fucking parabolic and viral. I got woke up to like 3,000 followers, and I won't say their names, but I had a couple pro athletes, hockey players actually, and people with, very big followings message me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow. So this got like super popular and made its rounds through the internet. And you followed me, I followed you back. And then I remember you and me were talking, and then you would get in debates with people on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then you would like tag me, and then I would jump in.
Yep.
And I would just start like crushing people with like
facts,
data, and all this kind of stuff. And now thinking back how silly it was, because I would never do that now. But that's kind of how we met.
No, me either. Because like you're gonna think whatever you're gonna think, and you're not going to change your mind, and you're not going to change my mind. So why the fuck are we here?
Yeah, exactly. And then you and me are on these Facebook chats, just like talking to people, and we just have completely different worldviews and perspectives. Yet we're trying to like win.
An argument.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Isn't that funny?
But
Yeah.
that's how we connected. And yeah, that was my experience too during COVID, was that the NPC stuff was, holy fuck, man. Like, this is,
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think rules. You got to follow this rule because of somebody told you something. So like, and it's all fear based.
it's like,
It's
it's like, I call it like daddy president or prime minister
it's all
of whatever
fear.
country is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, I don't want to land like I'm better than or we're better than,
No.
but it's interesting for me now because what are we, 5, 6 years later? And so many of the things that was going on during the COVID times and pandemic, if you want to call it that, is now proven true, right? Like,
Of course, yeah.
but it was actually proven true prior to.
Just all that science was pushed underground, not taken off the internet. Yeah.
I can't, in respect to them,
To who?
someone in my life that I won't necessarily share my relationship with them, because then people can just like find
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out
yeah.
and whatever. But someone, we'll just say very close to my life, is a surgeon, and they've been a surgeon for like 20, 23 years. And I remember when COVID first hit, I was curious about masks. So I didn't know. So
Yeah.
I talked to them, and they were like, yeah, they don't do anything. Like, we just use them in like surgical settings for like big droplets or saliva to not go into like open wounds and stuff, but they don't do anything for like respiratory particles. And then they sent me like, there was 12 RCTs that have been done on mask wearing for airborne viruses, and all of them showed that they do nothing.
Nothing.
And the crazy part is when he told me this, I was like, okay, got it. So then why are all these people wearing masks? And that kind of opened my eyes up again to the simulation.
To the control, to the fear that they put on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like even like the energetic thing of putting on a mask is covering your mouth, covering your speech, covering how you communicate.
Yeah.
Even that, like,
And I will shout this person out because they wouldn't care, but my mom has a really good philosophy on it. And she was sharing to me that, like, in our society in Canada, forever, if someone wore a mask at like a gym or in a public space, like, you would want to stay away from them.
yeah, yeah,
And it's funny because I went to a Good Life on Brock Street, and there was always this one lady that would come in maybe 3 or 4 times a week. I'd see her, and she'd have a mask on. This is like 2012 or something.
right, yeah,
And I do remember that I always stayed away from her.
yeah.
And everyone, like, when she was on a machine, I noticed that the 4 or 5 machines around, everyone would just like,
It'd be empty.
oh, it's my last set.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, and then obviously there's things where, like, if you go into, I don't know, a grocery store or a convenience store or a bank and your face is covered, like, that's a huge issue,
yeah.
obviously.
Oh my God.
And now we're all doing it. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So when I think about the simulation and you talking about it in some of your 7 p.m. truth bombs,
Yeah.
it brings me just back to like the COVID times of how crazy it was.
And I do think we had to have COVID happen to wake people up. There's obviously going to be a population that chooses like to stay in NPC, stay about their regular life, not thinking for themselves. But I do think that COVID had to happen to have the split.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think the best part about COVID is, for me, is it brought me a lot closer to people that are of similar mindsets or philosophy.
Of wanting to be of wanting to have sovereignty throughout your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, everything. Sovereignty.
Yeah, and I used to be this guy that was, I guess now they're like science-based lifters, but I used to be like that science kind of guy, right? Of like, if it fits your macros and science this, and like Diet Coke is fine because the amount of aspartame you need to actually like be dangerous is this amount. And I used to be that perspective. And because of me, you know, the 3-piece suit guy in the corporate world, it was very interesting because a lot of people when they heard my thoughts on COVID, like in real life, were so surprised because I didn't fit that mold.
Yeah.
I'm like this, like, I don't know, decent looking guy with nice suits on who's really fit and doing all these physical feats and running businesses. And
And then
they're
you
like, what? You're an anti-vaxxer? You're one of those
fuck the
weird ones?
government.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But because I presented that myself that way to the world, a lot of people assumed
Yeah.
that I was not like that.
It's mind
So
fuck.
they would share with me all this stuff. And some of the stuff that I would hear was like wild. And it made me even more aware and to separate myself from that kind of ideology.
Off the split. Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm kind of in the, honestly, like, I'm definitely a little bit more, not dead set in the middle, like, but I'm a way more hippie now, way more Eastern medicine now.
Yep.
And like you just said, like waking people up is now I find a lot of people that got like woken up through that take care of themselves better from like a holistic standpoint of being closer to like nature.
Yep. Or like instead of handing your health, handing over the power to someone else, just take it back. So like with your health, like why, obviously if it's an emergency, blah, 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 go to the doctor, go to the hospital, but take it upon yourself to figure it out.
Yeah.
Stop being like the victim and again, giving away your power to the doctors, to the science, to like the internet. Take it back.
Yeah, because those 100%. I had a doctor on here. He got his master's in healthcare management at Harvard, got an MBA at Tennessee, and he was the chief of staff surgical team in North Bay. The list goes on of all of his, he's got like 1,000 letters beside his name. And when I had him on the podcast, I asked him, I'm like, what medications like do you think have been great for us as a society? And his answer was all of the really acute ones. So if you come in and you're going septic and you need an intense viral antibiotic, or you break your arm or you need surgery, like maybe you need fentanyl or ketamine acutely because you've snapped your femur in half and we don't want you to suffer. Like, that's what it's good for. But I don't know his actual opinion, but you could tell that any of the things for chronic health he's not a fan of. Yet he's like this crazy decorated doctor.
I mean, there's also they've changed what medicine and drugs. So what we call medicine in like his world, if you go to the doctor, it's medicine. Those are actually drugs.
Yeah.
Right? And then medicine, so any of the holistic things, psychedelics, all that stuff is called like the drugs, but it's actually medicine. So they've completely fucking swapped them.
It's hilarious because when you think from that perspective, we have so many people that are taking meth every day, but they can justify it because it's
Came from a doctor. It's my medicine I got to take every day.
It's Adderall and Vyvanse. And
Dude.
It's interesting because when I was younger, I mean, I smoked weed every day of my life from when I was 13 to I was 20.
Yeah.
When I was younger, like I was doing cocaine in high school. I wouldn't say it was outside of weed. I wasn't like a drug addict. It was more just like, recreational partying kind of stuff. But I had a roommate when I was maybe 26, 27, and I was studying for something because I was trying to become a real estate agent, which is embarrassing. But his name was Jake, and he lived across the way from me in the house. There's like 6 people out there. And he's like, oh, you should try this. Like it'll help you study. And I was like, okay, cool. And I took it. And little did I know, he gave me 60 milligrams of Vyvanse. And I'll never forget that day because it felt like I was high on cocaine. And I know what that's like because I was doing cocaine at the time. but for like 10 hours.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, this is really weird to prescribe kids, adults alone, but just in kids too, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so it's basically just like synthetic meth. And then you look at like opioids as like synthetic heroin,
Crazy.
right? So then
Yeah.
I was taking all these opioids for my surgeries and post surgeries and stuff. It was like, yeah,
Pushing the drugs.
you're
It's the
just,
drug dealers are the doctors.
I spent a lot of time this year looking into addicts in drug recovery.
Yep.
And Andrew Callahan who I think is the best journalist in the world, shout out to Andrew Callahan. He would go to like Kensington I think that's in New Jersey or Philadelphia, New Jersey, I think. And these hot spots in San Francisco where drug use and fentanyl is rampant. And almost every person said the same thing. They were normal. They had surgery. They took opioids. They have an addictive personality.
Yeah.
The opioid prescription ran out. They went and found opioids, but they were super expensive. So they got heroin because it's a lot cheaper. And then the heroin didn't do it for them anymore. They got fentanyl and kept going. So like, I think there's a time and place for some of these drugs. Like I said, if I snap my femur, please give me, actually, I'll say this, like I did an angiogram, but I had to be awake for it because in order to diagnose some of my artery stuff, it was through movement of my legs. That's what triggers it. Because when I push my calf down, my calf squeezed together, as we all do, but mine was like squeezing my artery.
Yeah.
So when I did the angiogram, but I had to be awake for it, they were like, we're going to give you fentanyl and a couple, I think it was like kind of like a benzodiazepine. And yeah, for that, give me that.
You're like, yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I remember they had the IV in me, and the lady, her name was Susan. She was like an older nurse in that room. And she was like, 3, 2, 1, boom. And like 10 seconds later, I was like, this is why people end up where they end up on that, because it truly is an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm there like high on fentanyl, like going through that process. And they said, if the pain is ever too much, like just let us know. We'll give you more.
We'll up it. Yeah.
And me having an addict mind, I do have an addict mind. I was like, Susan,
Where are you?
Susan, like trying to get as much as I could.
That's hilarious.
And, but you're right. Like it kind of shifted from, I never thought about it from that perspective, but like medicine and drugs, they kind of like flipped it.
They did.
Because there are things that have been around for a long time.
Long time. Like the mushroom was before we were here.
And now it's getting definitely changing a lot.
It is.
But 10 years ago,
Oh my God.
it was demonized like crazy.
Yeah.
And now it's this amazing medicine for some, not everyone, but some people.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think that obviously kids should not do any drugs.
Yes.
If you're an adult, and I think if you can participate in a mushroom psychedelic journey, I think you should. But if you can, so I think you do have to tick off a lot of the prerequisite list before you should. But I definitely think if you can, I think you should, because why wouldn't you not want to explore your own consciousness? If you're a human being here on Earth with an incredible supercomputer mind brain that we have, why wouldn't you want to explore consciousness? Not just my own, but what is consciousness? Like, where does it come from? Who is conscious? And then it's just a list of questions that they, as in the people that control this simulation, do not want you to ask, such as, who am I? Where did I come from? What is this? Is this real? Like, what is this, right? So it's just like exploring consciousness. I think everybody, if they can, they should.
When you use the word prerequisite,
Yeah.
what do you think yours were that you checked off that made you want to do psychedelics?
I was not on any SSRIs. My family does not have a history of schizophrenia. So even like those two, like I was mentally okay Like, even if you're in a slight depression, I definitely think that psychedelics can help. But the big ones are if you are taking SSRIs and if you have a history of schizophrenia, probably shouldn't. So because I did not have any of those, I was obviously very nervous and scared to try it, to experience that for the first time, but it's been amazing.
So was there, what were you going through that made you want to do psychedelics?
I can remember in somewhere in high school, I learned about ayahuasca for the first time. I think it was on like maybe a YouTube video or something. And I'm like, I am gonna try this one day. I wasn't sure how, wasn't sure when. I knew that it would be like scary, like whatever that is, but I knew I would. And it definitely took me probably 12 years after that to actually right people, right timing, right environment. And I was like, yeah, it's time. I want to explore this.
Most people, from my understanding, do psychedelics from a place of like PTSD, depression, pain,
Yep.
addictions.
Mine's more about adventure comes to the word, but adventure, but then also I want to explore inside. So like again, who am I? What makes me me? My faults and the what's the word, like people pleasing, again learning about taking up space, my voice, my stuttering. I wanted to explore that because those are parts of my personality that I did not enjoy. So how do I change that? How do I fix that? How do I heal that?
Right. So yours wasn't necessarily healing from like some deep depression. It was more of like exploration.
Yeah, I've worn all of these masks throughout my whole life. Who the fuck am I without all of these masks? Who do I want to be? Who am I?
No longer wanting to be, as you would say, the chameleon.
No, yeah.
So what did you start with for psychedelics?
I actually started with Cambo. So Cambo's not psychoactive. Cambo comes from a frog that is found in the Amazon. It's the saliva stuff that comes like off their skin. And in a Cambo session, you fast for 12 hours, and then about an hour before you sit with the medicine, you drink a ton of water. You are burned with points, just like tiny burns, and then they put the the medicine, the goop, kind of on those, and then it gets into your bloodstream. Campbell's actually a peptide. Can't remember the exact scientific word, like what it is, but it is a peptide. It goes into your bloodstream. It works really fast. Again, I don't know like the scientific, so I'm just going to go based off of like what I personally have felt. I've sat with Cambo 4 or 5 times now. You get extremely hot. You start to sweat. You purge, so like you throw up, and some would say that is the point. I think a lot of us have a fear or like a weird relationship with throwing up, because I think our only relationship with that is with alcohol. You're like, you've drank a ton and you're throwing up, or you're sick and you're throwing up, or actually purging and throwing up could be a good way to release and to move energy and to get rid of whatever is not serving you, not serving you like anymore. So you do it, throw up a lot, lasts about 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah, that was my first go. And I remember I sat with 6 others, and I was out I was like the only one that was still on the ground kind of throwing up, and I remember I had to drive myself home, massive headache. But the next day I felt so much clarity. It was insane. It was almost like I, I think I actually had an out of body experience where I got to become probably the player, and I got to like see myself from like this overhead experience. And I was like, wow. So that was my first, and then I sat with mushrooms not too long after.
When you say sit with it in
Yep.
session, are you doing it with like a doctor or?
Yeah, so I have sat with in ceremony people who have more experience, who have studied this, not in a doctor sense, but in it with a therapist, with people who have chosen this line of work. Yeah. I've sat with ayahuasca with, again, not like doctors, but people who have history and like they come from this medicine family, right?
Got it. So you did, what's it called? Cambo? Cambo.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you did Cambo
First.
and then mushrooms.
Yep.
And are we talking like magic mushrooms that you
Yeah.
chew and
Yeah.
taste like horse shit or cow shit or whatever?
Yeah, they don't taste very good, but what I do is I break them into small bits, and then put honey like on them, and then eat them. Again, it's okay if they don't taste good. It's all right. But yeah, the magic mushrooms, medicine, because that's literally coming from the earth, and they've been here a long ass time. Yeah.
So when did you first try? I use the word magic mushrooms, but
Yep,
when,
yep, that's
when
okay.
when you first used magic mushrooms,
2023. I don't know what month is it. I should have brought my journals. 2023. Yeah, 2023.
what was your first experience like?
Oh my God, it was amazing. I was probably in ceremony start at like 10 a.m., probably like 5 hours. I think my first time I took maybe like 3 grams. I got to experience synthesia, which is where like I was seeing like the music, but in like colors, like all everywhere. I saw some of my past lives, which were just so amazing because because I've learned about past lives, but always from like a third person. So knowing that it came from inside of me, and it wasn't anyone like telling me this is where you've come from, blah blah blah. Like I was seeing this inside my own mind. It was amazing. It's so hard to explain.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've had at least 5 or 6 people on
Yeah.
that have different experiences with like a psychedelic journey.
Yep.
And so I'm always curious of everyone's experiences.
My life changed after that.
What was the biggest thing that you noticed when you used the words life changed?
Life changed. I stopped putting on masks. This is who I am. This is who I want to be. These are the relationships that I want to have. Like boundaries with people. What the fuck was a boundary before? Like, because I was always people pleasing and giving to others. I wasn't thinking about what do I need. So boundaries like that. Compassion and understanding that like people are operating from their childhood self and yeah, just like empathy and compassion with that. I forget his name, Michael Pollen. He describes it well with, you were talking about neuroplasticity and how if you have a pattern that you are doing, if this, like, this is who I am and I do this pattern all the time, years and years, it creates like a divot, like a big hole, like of patterns, like in your brain. When you take medicine, the psychedelics, it's almost like it snows over top of those and it fills those up so that you can create other divots. Now, the proper, yeah. So it fills the holes on past patterns that you know aren't healthy, you know aren't good, but it's just because it's just the way it is. It's how I've always done this way, blah, blah, blah. So now it snows, it's covered, it's clear, and now you can choose, how do I want to react? How do I want to act? How do I want to communicate with this person? All of that is new, and you get to choose.
Yeah, that gentleman was on Rogan once.
Yes, yeah, this year, I think.
And he was talking about how he went off caffeine cold turkey for, I don't know what it was, 3 or 6 months.
Yep.
And he was a big coffee drinker, like I am. Like, I'm a caffeine addict, I guess. But he said that when he had his first cup of coffee after that time frame where he took it off,
Yep.
it was almost like not a psychedelic experience, but it was so profound that he realized like how powerful fucking caffeine is.
Oh my God.
No, but he had some really good perspectives on it for sure. I find with like psychedelics and when people are getting into it, it's always, like I said, from a place of pain or exploration. And then they have someone that opens the door for them. So they hear someone on a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they talk to someone in real life that shares their experiences and gets into it. So Cambo, then you sat with mushrooms, and then
ayahuasca.
Damn.
Ayahuasca, and then DMT, like, oh my goodness, Bufo.
So ayahuasca was the third integration.
Yep.
And what's it called? Ayla, Ayla. Is that what you called it?
Aya.
Yeah, Aya. Got it. So I remember you messaged
Short form.
Got it on Instagram. Got it. Is that what that is? The short form for ayahuasca?
Yep.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that. I thought it was like
Aya.
I thought Aya was its own like psychedelic. I didn't know.
Ayahuasca and then Aya is
Got
just
it.
short form.
That's just me being retarded.
It's okay.
It's all good. If you ask my mom, she would describe me as I'm either hyper intelligent and successful or retarded. There's no middle ground for me.
Yep.
So walk me through your ayahuasca experience from the place of where it was, who it was with, and how that entire process works.
The first time I sat with ayahuasca?
Maybe anytime. Like, how does that work?
God. My first time and the last time I just sat with it, which was 2 Januaries ago, were very different in set and setting, how I interacted with the medicine, what came after, completely different, which is great because, again, when you sit with any psychedelic, even like mushrooms, if you just sit with mushrooms, each time is extremely different, which is great because then you get to have a different experience every time, right? Oh man, I don't even know which one. We can, the last one, because I would say the last one was not very good. As in, okay, it wasn't very good as a group. I'm going to say it was very unsafe, which sucks because that obviously gives ayahuasca and this work a bad rap, but that stuff does happen in this space. It's very underground. Obviously, there was a shaman who came from like Mexico, and it was a group of 14 of us in a farm homestead style setting in Ontario. And there was a lot of new people who have never sat with that, so that could have been why it was so unsafe.
Sorry, what do you define?
Like unsafe.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to describe. Unsafe as in no, it's
Were people like tripping? Were they like wanting to hurt each other?
no, not hurting each other like at all. There was obviously no like sexual anything going on, which I think people might also assume. Unsafe as in there was no help from the helpers in helping people go through what they're going through.
Why is that though? Like, is the shaman not legit, or are they just like fucking?
Usually, again because every time is completely different, and because new people are there, new people come. It just you're collaborating with the space with all of this different people. It just happens, but what came after that for me was insane. It's been an insane journey. So again, like that happened in January 2025. Like we were just so December 2024 to January 2025. I came home, and the next day I was having sinus issues. Like my nose would not stop running. I got hives on my back a couple times. I was like, what the fuck is going on? That led me down a route of, is it like we did a mold test in the house? Like, is it mold? Is it allergies? No mold in the house. We did those tests, and then I did like a mold test internally. And I found out I had two types of mold in me. One was from food, and the other in from like in an environment, which again, like though that could have been years and years down the road, right? Like could have been in my childhood home. It's an old house. It's as old as Canada, so it's like 167, 170 years old. It's fucking old. Could have been like mold in like fruits. Coffee has like a lot of mold in it. Like breads, right? So I was like, oh shit, okay. So did a huge I did a huge detox, like internally, which I've never done before. I went to the doctor's first, and he obviously gave me like the nasal steroid spray, which again is just a band-aid. Like they're really not looking to try to help you find the answer. So I'm like, I need something else. So I found a natural path. And obviously it takes a long fucking time with a natural path, because they're actually looking to find the cause, to find all the puzzle pieces to actually, right? But like I had hives on my back. I couldn't breathe because my sinuses were so clogged. I remember some nights I wake up and I couldn't swallow because it was just so clogged, and I was just crying. It was fucking horrible. And ended up getting a sauna. So that was just sinuses for about 8 months, just like running everything. Got my sauna at home. Went in it the first time with the intention of this is going to help with internally, like the detoxing. No joke, that first time in it, my sinuses stopped, but everything went to my back. So hives. I have photos, like documentation of like over my lungs is just red and hives. So if we look at energetically, like I mean, what type of energy, what type of stuff is like in there. It's grief, it's anger, it's a lot of family stuff. So we went down that route and tried to sit with that. So moral of the story is my psychedelic journey from 2023 to now, well, from that, the hives and the sinuses, it was like I had not really done the integration work. And then after that, the last like ayahuasca, she was like, we gotta fucking fix this. We gotta do this. So I do think it was because of that. It brought up all that stuff to bring it to like the forefront of my life, and we need to work on this. And it's been a journey the last year and a half with that. My back is fine. That stopped. That stopped right at the end of the snake year, which obviously was last year, was in February. And it honestly now has moved to like my arms, which I think now it's telling me that I need to take like action. So,
Yeah, I can see it.
right? Which is, it's just there, thank God, because like my back, I had to ice my back because it was so itchy. Like it was crawling itch like all day, all night. It was so fucking horrible. But now it's right here and it's manageable. And I do think my body is now telling me that I have to take action now because it's in my arms. So working on that.
From this side of the microphone, it sounds like the ayahuasca the second time,
That was the third time.
or third time,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
was a very bad result.
Some would say that, but so my perspective is, I think, I think disease, cancer, all that stuff is obviously there is a genetic component with all of that, but I do think that disease and cancer is emotions that are trapped in your body that you've had your entire life that you've never felt before, that you aren't allowing yourself to feel, that are trapped. I think that it causes cancer. So I do think that all this stuff that came out from inside, like out of my skin, I don't think if I would have done that ayahuasca, if I wouldn't have like really listened to my body, I do think I would have developed some sort of disease or cancer down the road. So I think it was a great thing. It obviously it wasn't great in the time, like when you're like in it. But again, if you take a zoom out approach and everything you do is a lesson, there's lessons with everything. It was a huge lesson. I learned so much. So I am very thankful for what I went through this last year and a half. It fucking sucked, but I'm thankful.
I didn't even know you were going through all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if I can be convinced. I think that, not to argue with you, but
Yeah.
it just sounds like it's a bad reaction. Like,
To the medicine or to?
yeah, to the medicine. Yeah.
No, I mean my other ones did not have it. Usually, like people, I don't think have
Is it a bad batch or something? Like,
no. And during the time, it was great. Like that was the first ayahuasca ceremony where I actually felt that I was communicating with the medicine. Like I was having visions. I was really deep in the medicine. It was great. But I think it brought up a lot of things that I have put on like in the back burner. She's like, no, we got to focus on this. We gotta heal this. Right. And like, if I hadn't, who knows when that would have shown up in my life years down the road as breast cancer, as throat cancer, as blah, 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 blah.
so what I hear in that is it was somewhere inside of your body
Living. Yep.
and the ayahuasca was able to bring that to the surface and then
Yeah.
allow you to get to work and improve yourself.
Because if you don't feel it, you can't heal it. That's with everything.
And that's a clip. No, that's not how I podcast. But
Yeah.
interesting.
No,
Is there different quality in ayahuasca?
there's different what?
Because I'm just trying to think of like.
There's different, so like Mexico, Brazil, Peru, they all have their different types of like ayahuasca because everywhere in the world is different. So like energetically, yes. And then also how they make it, like just the different styles of brewing. You could even say because there's different people that are making it, obviously their energy is going into that, so each batch is different.
For some reason, my head keeps going to thinking about expired milk.
It does taste very bad.
Do you think that batch was like I'm just trying to think, like, was it expired? Like, was it
No, because
faulty? Was it bunk quality? Like,
it was great. No, like because you usually sit 2 nights, and the bad night happened on the second night. But no, it's just that's how the medicine works.
and when you say like the bad night,
As in like the unsafe things happened.
I'm still not getting the answer though.
I know.
Unsafe.
I know.
I'm gonna get out of you somehow.
I'll tell you off camera.
Got
I'll
it.
tell you off camera. I don't know how to
Okay, we'll do
explain
it. We'll do it offline. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're still safe.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was safe. It was just I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on around me?
Maybe next time, like, have me like outside the building so I can like come in and make sure you're safe.
And you know what's crazy, which is also a huge lesson. That so I went to that ayahuasca ceremony with me and three other friends, and my wife and another wife of another friend. They both before we went were like, I don't know, I'm getting this feeling. I don't think you guys should do this. Does not feel. And we're like, no, it's fine. And so that was a huge lesson in listening to your wives is actually a good thing, but trusting Danielle's like in intuition, and then at the same time trusting my own. Like that's been a huge challenge and a huge lesson that I have been on this journey for a long time, is being able to listen and trust my own gut. And I definitely think it's because I have not been close to my feminine side for a long time. And if you think of like girls and their intuition is like in your like the womb, in that, like I've not been close to that my entire life. Like I've wanted to transition to a guy. I've always been very masculine. So I haven't really been in touch with that. So it's been a huge battle and really journey of listening and finding out where does that come from? Like how can I really listen? So
got it. No, I feel
Yeah.
it's in. Oh, okay, is my snare good? My snare. Okay. I always wanted to do that. It's a song, "Cleaning Out My Closet" with Eminem.
That's a good song.
At the very start, he's like, I forget the
my
words. But he's
snare.
like, turn the snare up a little bit or something. I always want to do that. Mic check 1 2. I guess kind of pivoting in a way, but
Yep.
I've always found that whenever I see a lesbian couple,
Yeah.
like one of them is a man, not like a man in terms of like they have a dick, but like
No.
one of them is definitely masculine,
Yeah.
and one of them is feminine.
And I think that is because, I mean, individually you are, there's parts of you that are masculine and feminine. Like even as a male, like you have feminine and masculine like in you. Everyone does. I just think that's like in a lesbian oh my goodness, lesbian relationship. It's just like a program that one of them has to be masculine and the other one is femme. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I think
But at the same time, I've discovered that it's a dance. So like some days I'll be more feminine and then she can be more masculine, and other days boom boom boom. Like it's a dance and it's beautiful, and I think that's how great relationships are.
I agree. It's kind of like all my male friends are very masculine, or alpha, if you will. And all of the girlfriends we've had that have been, even if they ended, that were like good relationships, were if the woman was very feminine. But all of us are the same, where we joke about it, but it's like, we don't want like that baddie boss in your face lady. And some guys might like that.
Is it because it's intimidating?
Could be, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like the energy's not right.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, because I have girlfriends that are in their masculine, and when a female is in their masculine, it's super hard for them to find a guy for them, because it's almost like they're butting heads all the time, where masculine, like a masculine male is supposed to help the female soft, kind, grounded. And it's hard when the female is inner masculine, where she's like, I have to plan everything, type A, boom, 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 boom. You're like, whoa.
yeah, I find it super unattractive.
Yeah.
And when I say that, to be clear, I'm not saying that women who present that way, they're all unattractive.
No.
Everyone has their own preferences in terms of who they want to date and what kind of energy they want to be around. And like I said, I've always just found like people that I know, or men that I know that are definitely masculine and like alpha kind of material, or personalities.
It's just the energy.
It just doesn't vibe. They just don't want to
Yeah.
be around it.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like women who present more masculine, we usually like they're dating like simps or cucks or something like that, because they're like more feminine men.
Yeah.
But, and I've also like, it's interesting too, because I've never been, I mean, attracted is a weird word to use, but I'll just use it. Attracted to, because like attraction is a spectrum.
Of course.
Right? So like when you say someone on camera being like attraction to a guy, it sounds like you're homosexual or something, but it's, what I mean in that is that you, like my group of guy friends, like there's compatibility there, right?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
you could also use the word attraction. Like I'm attracted to being this person's friend because we have things in common.
Yeah.
Or we're both like into sports, or we're both like athletes, or that's what I mean by that.
Like I am attracted to you because of your communication style, about how, like, to go back to like stuttering, like they've done brain things with stutters. When a stutterer is listening to someone talk, I'm not only listening to like your, like the words, but I am literally trying to figure out how you're forming those words. Like how are you doing that? And you're obviously like a very good speaker, communicator. So like that's attractive.
Right. But you don't want to have sex with me?
No.
Really? You don't?
No, I'm good, man.
Not at all? No sexual attraction?
None.
Danielle's going to listen to this and be like,
What the fuck?
No. No, Danielle's super chill, but she's very feminine.
She is, yeah.
And I had a great time with her yesterday. Like that treatment was, yeah.
What did you have? What did you do?
It was, I don't know how to explain it. It was, I guess technically on paper, it was considered like a facial thing.
Yep.
But I remember when I left the room, the first thing I said was, it felt like a natural opioid. And as someone who's done his fair share of opioids from surgeries and stuff, like that's what it felt like.
Wow.
But it was a lot of, it was a facial, but it was started off like a gentle massage. And then she did like intraoral work. She had the gloves on.
Yep.
Did work in my jaw muscles.
Yeah.
And
which feels amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And she does it properly, because I was joking with her, but I remember like 10 years ago, maybe it was like a lot of Kelly Starrett stuff, but we all thought at the time that when you got a lacrosse ball in like a muscle area that was tight or something, that the answer was just to like suffer,
Yeah.
pain face,
Yeah.
and just lean on it. And then over time, we learned that that actually just makes the muscles like more hyperactive and tense.
Yeah.
So when I did it with her versus other times I've gotten intraoral work done, it was definitely like a softer approach, which I found was better. Like it eased the muscles
Yeah.
versus just like
Get in there. And,
making me want to fucking cry in pain.
Yeah.
Um,
And then she also used sound at the end, I think.
yeah, sound at the end. I don't know, it was weird. Like
There's a lot of like smells.
she was
and, like,
spraying mist.
Yep.
And it would like fall on my face. And at first I was like, what the fuck is going on? But
Yeah.
no, it was a great treatment. And I don't plug anything. That's why I don't wear any like labels and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't like plugging things unless I actually
Experience it and enjoy it.
and enjoy it. And,
Yeah.
and I think that's important for me because I don't want to ever promote something, whether I'm paid or not, that I don't genuinely use
Yeah.
or believe in.
100%.
So like when I talk about like Adam's clean grip chalk, like as someone who's done over probably, I don't even know, definitely over 100,000 pull-ups in my life, that chalk is just the best.
It's good shit. Yep.
Right. So like I have no problem taking a photo at 613 and posting it. He never told me to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks. But actually kind of interesting to dive in that real quick is that when I did the first episode, one of the things I said was if you want to put like clean chalk, like bags or whatever
On the
cameras and stuff, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do that. He's like, okay, cool. And then when we did the podcast, he didn't even talk about it at all.
Nice.
And I was like, why? And he's like, because I just wanted to make a product so good that I don't need to.
Yeah.
Like people
It speaks for itself.
people use it.
Yeah.
And then at Nationals, which was, oh God, time flies, like 2 or 3 months ago,
Yep.
there was so many of the top lifters using that chalk.
That's amazing.
And it's one of those things where if the product is so good, it speaks for itself. And I know there's always going to be some marketing, like your wife's going to have an Instagram page.
Yeah.
But that was definitely an experience that was, I would consider it like a spiritual experience.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Yeah. There, like again with the mist and the sprays, it's a whole activation of like all of your senses, which is amazing. And for again, like for our world that is so fast, like these experiences where you get to slow down and actually be in your body is important because a lot of people are out of their body and they do not even know it.
So it's kind of interesting because on all the podcasts that I do, I don't have any planned questions.
Yeah.
I have themes, like if I'm talking to someone who's a hockey player, I'm probably going to want to talk about hockey, but I like to just be organic, but I don't like it so loose, like Joe Rogan style, where
You just flow wherever it goes.
and we can get off.
Yeah.
And by the way, love Rogan. He's obviously the go to podcasting,
Yeah.
and I think him doing the conversational stuff really changed the game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if someone's listening to me talking to an aerospace scientist,
They want to hear about
aerospace.
Yeah, 100%.
And I remember there's one episode he did with Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
That was about some like political kind of movie or documentary Matt Walsh made. And so I was like curious to hear about it. And then for an hour and a half on the podcast, they debated the moon landing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
This is interesting.
I ended up like turning it off because he had Matt Walsh on twice, both promoting his movie.
Yep.
And the first one was the whole podcast, 2 or 3 hours was about those topics
Crazy.
and the documentary. But then the second one, I'm like, why are we talking to this guy about a filmmaker about this topic? And I'm listening to them talk about the moon landing. It was just like, I don't want to do it.
Well, can we go pee? And we're back.
And we're back. So the end of my I kind of do like the Donald Trump thing, which I didn't realize until I heard him on Rogan,
Yeah.
and I weave.
You
when I
weave,
talk. So like,
nice.
I weave, but like I kind of bring it back.
It's a skill.
And people that like worked, like I don't even like the word under me, but like people that worked with me would tell other coworkers like he weaves. He'll go around, but he does land the plane. So I'm gonna land the plane.
Okay.
So I decided to make a special change for this episode. So I wrote down a lot of your quotes and writing myself. I wrote it out.
Oh, wow, nice.
The reason why I write it out or wrote it out is because if I screenshot it or have a tablet, it's not the same, because when I'm writing it, it's almost like I'm getting inside your head a bit.
Yeah.
And this isn't my favorite one, but it's a really good one.
Okay.
I'm going to save my favorite one for later because it actually had a very profound impact on my life.
Okay.
But this one is something that you wrote on your 7 p.m. truth bombs.
Yep.
And it was...
And wait, usually I am high on weed when
Got it.
I am smoking weed at night.
Just blitzed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think I got high yesterday being in that room, by the way. Because I went to the gym and to get my step counted for my rehab. And
Yeah.
I was like, because of my legs, right? Like all I can really do for lifting weights is just using like machines, which is fine.
Which is great because you're going to the machine mecca of Canada.
I know I can't.
So.
I'm so excited. Like 2 hours. But I was like, I'm going to move that chest workout to today because I was definitely some kind of high being just in that room.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was kind of funny. But it's the simulation responds to your inner state, not your effort. You can hustle your face off, chase goals, but if underneath it's all you believe is you aren't enough, the game will mirror that back to you.
Mm-hmm.
But shift your internal frequency. My writing's so bad. Like it's already you. Sorry, as you feel love before it arrives, trust without proof, suddenly reality starts to lean in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
The code doesn't read grind, it reads vibration. So tonight, breathe like the game is already won, because it kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, holy fuck. It's like reading these things, and some of your writing is so... I don't know why you don't write a book. Can we just talk through this? Because I'm trying to piece it all together.
You've obviously heard the quote, as above, so below. It's the same with the universe, the same with this simulation. So your internal world is just a mirror projection of out here. So if you are always looking for the bad, if you're always in a bad mood, if you're angry, if you're frustrated, that's all you're going to see. So if you just start to focus on what is the good things that can happen today, what do I get to versus what I have to, what I have to do, just that, and everything out here just starts to change.
So what I got from reading this was similar to what you just said. So your perspective is changing maybe your inner dialogue or relationship with yourself.
Mm-hmm. How you speak to yourself, how you speak words out. So again, I don't have a stutter. I experience stuttering. I would like not to experience stuttering, but there's no but. I would love to not experience stuttering anymore. I think it would make my life easier, maybe. Who knows? But I would love to get to experience not like stuttering. So again, like you're just programming your brain to think about things differently, about seeing things differently.
Yeah, because because one of my takeaways from that is when you change that inner dialogue or how you see yourself from a negative perspective to more positive, it shows up in how you show up to others in the world. Yeah.
I'll give you, so driving in traffic or just driving and you are stuck behind a slow ass person, or you hit all of the lights, red light, you could be super angry. But instead, like, again, you maybe have to believe in this, but somewhere out there, so your spirit guides, the universe, your higher self could be actually saving you from something bad happening down the road. That's why it's slowing you down. That's why it's stopping you, because intelligence out there knows that if not, you would get into an accident. You would XYZ. So just let it go, right?
No, I 100%. It's brilliant. It's one of the things that a hot take, I guess, that I say that people
Enjoy.
no, the opposite.
Oh, the opposite.
They don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Is I always say, like, no one is rude to you, or I say, like, no one's rude to me. And
I think you told me this.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Because I think I have.
Yeah.
Because being in different roles in the leadership world and
Yeah.
the service industry, my career before I went into this, there would be at the restaurant, I guess, would be like, fuck you, or like be super mad at me or something.
Yeah.
And I would never be upset about it. And I remember people like I mentored and stuff would, like, other younger managers would come up to me like, you're not upset right now? You're not mad? Like,
They just yelled at you.
They just yell at you. And I'm like, oh, they weren't rude to me. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, and my perspective on it is that that person isn't rude to me. Two things. They are a reflection of all of their insecurities.
Yeah.
And they're projecting that on me.
Yeah.
And so they're not, the thing that I am doing that is causing them to act that way is them, I guess, projecting or masking something that's like inadequate about themselves.
Yeah.
So they're not actually rude to me, they're rude to themselves.
Yeah, and it's just showing up as blah, as the as the spew of words and anger at you.
I remember there's a young lady that I worked with, bartender. Her name was Dior. And if she sees this, maybe I'll try to clip this and send it to her. But, she was fired up one day about some of her situation with, a customer being rude or whatever. And I told her, I was like, be very careful who you give your power to. And it's something to this day where, she'll message me once in a while and bring that up. And it's one of those things that helped me a lot in my life and people that I mentor is that when someone is quote unquote rude to you, you're giving, and you let that affect your day or your mood.
Yeah.
You're just, they're your master.
Yeah. Giving away your
they
power.
control you.
Yeah.
And I'm human. Like, obviously I have emotions and feelings, like, they happen, but the more that I practiced it,
Become aware, taking yourself out, looking at the overhead,
zooming out, not being just the NPC player.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like Huberman can prove this, neuroplasticity, I don't know. But just from my own experiences, that it actually over time, when people are yelling at me or quote unquote rude to me, it doesn't even register for me anymore. The only times it registers, which is interesting, is that if it's someone that's very close to me. But when someone in society that I don't know at all, like, cuts me off in traffic, like, I have no reaction.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything.
No.
And I used to be crazy angry. Like, I've been arrested. I've never been proven guilty. Allegedly, I did some things.
Yeah.
And I was that kind of guy that would get out of my car in traffic and want to fight people. And now it doesn't even register, but it's that whole thing of like, not giving people power. And when I read this, I wouldn't even say quote, because it's more of like a short novel.
There's thoughts.
Or thoughts, short thoughts.
Yeah.
It made me just kind of think of that, like your inner state is kind of, it's like how you project into the world, but then also on the other side is when people are projecting negativity or bad things, it's not necessarily what I'm doing. Because a lot of times when people were rude to me, what was I doing? I was in a restaurant just standing there. Like, I wasn't yelling at them or doing anything to cause that. They were just projecting, right? It wasn't like I yelled at them or spit in their food or something.
Yeah. Or like another great example is like parenting and kids. I'm not a parent. You're not a parent, but we've experienced being children to parents. So, I mean, when a parent gets angry and yells at a child for expressing their emotions, the parent is just projecting their own bad emotions onto that, to that experience.
Yeah, because I've never met someone who is happy and in a good mood be act that way. Like if you're in a really good, I always tell people too, is like, think about a time where you were like elated and the best mood ever. You know, I always use the term like to my guy friends, like you just like got laid by a girl you wanted to like have sex with for a while. She thinks she's super hot. And then like you guys you sleep with her, you hook up with her, whatever. The next day you're on cloud nine, you're walking around like Conor McGregor and some guy cuts you off in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't even, doesn't register because you're in such an elated mood. Like that can't bother me.
Higher frequency.
So it's like, like your own frequency determines how other people's your outer world like impacts you.
Yeah.
And so whenever I do get frustrated or upset or angry, I think to myself like, oh, this is a me problem.
Yeah. This
isn't someone else's problem, or they're not doing this to me. I'm actually doing this to myself.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. But it was, I wanted to dive into something because I think we're going to disagree on, which is good.
Yeah.
And I don't mind a little bit of arguing or poking on this podcast.
For the last, yeah.
No, it's fine. Hustle culture.
I hate hustle culture. I mean, even being in this artistic, creative work, I was just playing it. So, it's so hard. I don't agree with hustle culture because it's so fucking stupid. Do you agree with hustle?
Well, I'm curious because I think you are hustle culture, right? You hustle. I saw you working all day yesterday. You hustle. Like you're hustling. Like you're
What's
editing,
your definition of hustling?
Like grinding. Like you hustling. Like you're editing at a high level all day, and then you
Gotcha.
Then you like, okay, it's 5 o'clock. Get in the car, drive to Frank's. Like you're hustling. Like
okay, so I think what the difference is between that is, I would do this for free,
right?
Because I enjoy it.
Got it.
And it's not work. Like literally, if universal basic income was coming tomorrow, I would still be doing this. I would still film people and not make any money because I enjoy it so much. It's not work.
So then for you, hustle culture wouldn't be the amount of hours or time you put into something, but more
the things I don't want to do that I have to do.
Because I had a guy on the podcast. His name's Cam Harold. He's like the CRO of a big tech company, and that guy, spending time with that guy was super interesting. Because there's very few people I've ever seen work like he does. From when he gets up to when he goes to bed, doesn't sleep much. He just grinds. But he loves it. Like that's his passion. He would do it if he didn't get paid, for an example. So for you, that wouldn't be a hustle culture, even though he's putting all those hours. So hustle culture is more you're dedicating a lot of effort and time into something that you don't
think as work. And then I also think it's where people.
No, sorry, you said that you don't think it's work, but you mean
like what
bad hustle culture, and why you hate it is when people are doing all that energy and hustle to just say they work a 9 to 5 for the government, and they're doing all this extra work at home, and they're not spending time with their family, but they're doing a job they don't like. It's like, why are you giving extra work, and why are you doing the hustle culture for the man, so to speak, or something you don't love? Yeah. Is that the negative part of hustle culture you don't like?
That, and then plus them going on Instagram saying, up at 2 a.m., got to do blah, blah, blah. Or like putting that out there, like saying, I don't know what the word is, but like, got to wake up at 2 a.m. and do X, Y, Z because I got to hustle.
Right.
Sleep is also important and will probably do you good.
Because that was funny, because that was my whole Instagram persona during my ultra endurance stuff and all the pull-ups and like I was that guy that would do the video of like 5 a.m. out here grinding miles and
where's the rock better text me,
you know what I mean? And now I think it's kind of, when I see that kind of stuff, I think it's super cringe.
I think there's definitely been like a flip in the hustle culture, like, because now people know that getting an adequate amount of time of sleep is important
I had Felicia Pattison on, and she is a professional runner for Saucony.
Yep.
She qualified for the Olympics in swimming in high school, and then she qualified for the Olympics in running. So that's just like insane. Not only that, she got her undergrad at Harvard, and she's currently getting her medical doctorate at NYU Grossman, which is one of the best medical institutions. Yep. And she is someone who,
I think on the outside looking in, hustling, but I think that she's been able to prioritize what she loves to do and do it.
right.
Right?
And her biggest thing on her Instagram, which is hilarious, is sleep.
Yeah.
She sleeps 9 to 10 hours a night.
Yeah.
And is doing more than most people will ever could possibly do in their life.
Right.
And it was one of those things where I was talking to her about it, and she said that the sleep is everything.
Yeah.
And I think when, especially in the fitness industry, maybe because we're OGs at this time, which is kind of funny, but yeah, like 2010 ish when Instagram came out and fitness was blowing up, you know, obviously Frank was one of them, but it was like that concept of no sleep. I grind. Like the amount of sleep that you got was an indication of how bad you wanted it. So if you got less sleep, you just wanted a lot more.
Yeah.
But now it's shifted where these people who I would consider like her, like how many people are doing what she's doing? Probably like maybe less than 200, 300 people in the world. And she's like, no, bitches.
You gotta sleep.
You got to sleep.
Yeah.
We got to get that sleep in.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely changed with some of the hustle culture, which is good.
Thank God.
Because nowadays, when you see all these, I call them failed actors. So a lot of people in the Instagram space, they get pretty popular. I won't say any names, but whether it's fitness or business, it's a lot of them are really good actors that aren't quite good enough to be Hollywood. So they use that like persona or acting skills on camera, and they're really good at getting clicks and views because they're rage baiting or they're performative, right? And we grew up loving watching people that are good at that, like Brad Pitt. But Brad Pitt isn't actually that character in real life.
No.
He's just performing. And a lot of people, and I'm not going to say any names, obviously, especially with your business, but there are people that you've definitely worked with, and I've been around in the fitness industry, that in real life, they're so much different than their performative self.
It's the masks.
On the mask, right? And the chameleon stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting about this conversation that I thought that we would get to, is that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in our world and industry and businesses is similar to the growth things that you've been able to do and others haven't, of like the chameleon stuff, right? And not being performative. And, you know, there's this comedian that I follow. He's got like 500,000 followers, and he just trolls entrepreneur bros and gals on podcasts, like wild things to say in the podcast. Like one of them, the girl's like, she was saying something like, you know, if you want to like own the room, she's like, I go into the room and I pretend that I put all 4 corners of the room in my pocket.
Okay.
And the guy goes, and the girl that's hosting the podcast goes, oh, really? And he cuts in, he goes, really? Like, you didn't want to question that more? Like, you just put 4 corners? Why not 8? Why not 10? Why not 15? Like, you just put them in your pocket. That's all we got to do to own the room, right? So it's one of those things of like that performative piece and like being the chameleon where, it's interesting. So you've been able to stay like true to your, like, how do I say it? When you have unmasked yourself, you're able to stay true to yourself. If that makes sense?
Yep.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
And now you've been able to build this media conglomerate doing it your way.
Yeah.
In the sense where you are the stuttering gay masculine person, and you're
which I think has helped, because obviously I work with a lot of male athletes, and them hiring me doesn't make their wives or girlfriends jealous. Like,
true,
right? Like, so I get to travel and spend a large quantity of hours with these guys, and I'm just one of the dudes.
It makes sense though, because I remember I shouldn't even say this, but my last girlfriend, like sometimes I'd be messaging you and it'd be, I don't know,
Yeah.
11 p.m. or something.
I'm
and
not
like,
up at 11 p.m. That's a lie.
okay, maybe it was 9, 8.
9.
Okay, we'll say 9. Got it. That's why you didn't text me back last night. Got it.
Probably.
And then I woke up and I saw you loved my message at like, I don't know, 6:30 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll say 9. And they'd be, oh, who's Alora? And I'd be like,
Just wait. Here's the Instagram.
and they'd be like, oh yeah, you can talk to her. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like she's like, I'm not a big fan of having friends of the opposite sex in relationships.
Yeah.
But with you, it's like, I could be like, I'm staying at Alora's house, and they'd be like, all right,
Okay,
whatever,
cool. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Right? That's funny.
And do you think that's part of the piece why a lot of these,
Feel safe too, or feel
yeah.
probably, yeah. I'm just one of the dudes. I have no alternative motive going on, right?
So I know the YouTube thing that you're doing for yourself.
Yep, during my powerlifting.
What made you decide to go all in on media, and what was your job at that time? Like, how are you getting paid?
I probably one of the reasons why I can't remember a lot of my childhood was because I was the kid holding the old school video camera. So I'm not in a lot of the things because I was doing the filming. So I've always had a camera in my hand. And then I did the YouTube for my whole powerlifting career. I worked at the nuclear power plant. And a couple of other jobs that were not creative at all. And I was fucking miserable. And I just wanted to get back into the art side, the creative side. So I just got back into it.
So what was step 1 in terms of getting to work with people? Like, how'd you get them to work with you?
How did I get them to work with me? That's a great question. Working for free, not being scared to do shoots and jobs for free. Obviously, I did a lot of that at the start, trying to get clients and a portfolio, shooting like family and friends, shooting that, yeah. And then I knew Jordan Shallow, he's the muscle doc on Instagram. We were at the Arnold's in the animal cage, and we're like, "You're Canadian." He's like, "You're the other Canadian," and we talked then. And then he, with his business, this was back in like 2018, 2019. He was traveling, doing these workshops and courses at Good Life, and he wanted someone to do his media. So I went with him. We traveled out east to Canada, out west, California, for like 4 or 5 months. Yeah, and then COVID hit. During that time I was working with him, we came to Burlington to visit Pure Muscle. It was just starting. We met like the owners and some of the athletes. Left, went to California. COVID hit. I came home. He went home. And then HD and the gym were just starting their supplement company, their like the YouTube. And because I already met them, they got to see me work. They asked me to do their media stuff, and I was like, yeah. So full time, and that was during COVID. It was great. And then I had access to all these amazing athletes. Honestly, it's just who you know, the right timing, the right places. Like I got to go to Olympia 2020. I was filming Jennifer Torrey, Nick Walker, Keon and Breon, all these athletes. It was amazing. And I just got to practice my craft.
Got it.
6 years ago.
Was the 4 or 5 months with Jordan?
Yeah.
Was that paid work?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be like my first start at full-time creating.
And then was working for HD Muscle, was that like a full-time contract?
That was, I was still freelance, but that definitely took up like 80 to 90% of my time. Like I really didn't do much else.
Were you allowed to do, like it wasn't an exclusive contract that you only had to work for them, or?
Not with, so I couldn't do other supplement companies,
Yeah.
but I did work with like other athletes or other people that were in town or like, yeah.
So you could work with athletes that were sponsored by maybe like Gymshark or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was wild.
How did you land the Chris Bumstead video shoot that you did?
So I did. I think he came. I just started. I think he came to Pure Muscle, and I think I did a shoot, like a collaborative thing, or I was working with the athlete and he was there, so we started chatting, and then I asked him if I could shoot him for free. So I drove up to Ottawa and just shot him, and always been a fan of him, and because he has a oh my goodness, a lisp, so he has a speech impediment as well. So, and obviously that has never stopped him. Like when he does his interviews, the 6 times he did at oh my goodness, like at Olympia, that obviously didn't stop him from speaking, and just felt that was great. Like I've always been a fan of him. Yeah.
Didn't you DM him?
Yeah. I was messaging him, and yeah.
So you sent this guy a cold DM, and well, he kind of knew. He knew a little bit about you. So if your name came up, he probably saw your name. But at the same time, this guy's definitely the most famous
Back in, like,
person.
2020.
Other than Arnold, he's the most famous fitness person ever.
Sure. Yeah.
And so you shoot this guy a DM. He opens the DM. You're like,
Can I shoot you?
I'll shoot you for free. Take the opportunity,
Yeah.
and then you get him.
Yeah.
What was working with Chris like?
Oh, it was great. It was him and his training partner. Oh my God, Axel, who's amazing as well. Yeah, he was. Chris was training with Axel at the time at 613. It was a great shoot.
Is Chris fake humble online, or is he actually humble in real life?
Humble and yeah, very quiet, very humble. Yeah,
Got it.
what you see is what you get.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever I see him on videos and stuff, he seems like so cool and chill and humble and grounded and rooted.
Same as Sam. So, like I've spent some time with Sam as well.
So how did that come about?
That was through Hostile.
Okay.
So with Fuad
Yep.
and that team, that was great. That was amazing. We drove down to Ohio at the time because that's where Sam was living, and that was when they first signed him as an athlete. And we worked out at this gym, and I filmed that, and then
Who made the connection though? Like who put you and Sam in the room together?
Hostile, because I did some work with Fuad for like the brand and that stuff, and then
So he just messaged you and was like, "Hey."
come down with us to film Sam. It's like, yeah, sure.
And how was working with Sam like?
Great. He's very quiet, very humble. Yeah, no, he's an awesome guy. Loves cats. He has a girlfriend. Yeah,
Interesting.
he's great. Yeah,
And no one knows he has. I don't think anyone ever seen his girlfriend before.
no, I don't think so. Yeah,
Doesn't share it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And then, so what you see is what you get with him as well.
yeah. Oh yeah,
So you just think he's a normal guy.
yeah.
So cool. It's this weird thing, right? We talked about it off camera, but this whole famous thing, and then you spend time around these people. I haven't spent as much time around famous people nearly as you have, but the people I have been around that I call them fitness famous. I think like Sam and Chris are more than fitness famous at this point.
Yeah.
Especially Chris, but Sam too. But yeah, they're just people. Like they're pretty normal.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like I know they're all insane to be able to do what they do, but they're
At the end of the day, they go to bed like everybody else.
yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people build this up in their head.
Yeah.
And then they meet them, they're all like nervous or weird and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can just talk to them like they're normal.
Yeah.
It was like that Navy SEAL DJ Shipley.
Yeah.
He's like He was like, I don't know, man. I put my pants on just like you did.
Right?
I put my,
Yeah.
like I'm not, I mean, he obviously dedicated himself to be like
At his craft, yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
Team 6 Navy SEAL and fucking whatever. But what's so interesting about him is that when I was having like some pretty bad like suicide ideation, I came across one of his videos and it really helped me. And I shared it on my story maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. He fucking DMs me. He goes, yo, what's your address? And I sent him my address. And then like 2 weeks later, a package shows up and he like he autographed a bunch of shit.
Oh, amazing.
And like sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's one of those things,
Very
right?
cool.
And then you work with Nick Walker. Was that through HD?
Yep. That was through HD.
He's an interesting guy.
Yep. Interesting dude. Amazing at his craft. Oh my God. Yeah.
He's, because he's now like probably one of the more popular bodybuilders in the world now.
I would say so. Yeah.
And did you do, like, you did a few shoots with him or just one or?
A few. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Lake Olympia. Oh yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Damn.
When he came to Toronto too. Yeah.
You've worked with like the who's who of the world.
Of the bodybuilding.
Yeah. Sorry. Bodybuilding world.
Yeah.
No. Let's roll that back one sec because yesterday I'm in your studio. You pull out these maybe 20 or 30 4 terabyte cards.
Yeah.
There was 20 or 30.
Hard drives. Yeah.
Hard drives, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you passed it to me. I'm like, oh, this is like 40 pounds. And you're going through them and you passed one over to me and it said, Drake, New York, 2024.
Yeah.
So Drake is easily one of the most famous people in the world, I'd say.
That I've met.
Or just like,
filmed?
no,
Like-
just like he's just in general, like he's one of the most recognized people in the world right now, I'd say.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone to.
So you have worked with someone who's,
beyond like the bodybuilding
yeah.
world. Yeah. I've got to meet like Zac Efron with Dr. Khan, like in Mexico, Goldie Hawn, but they're just people.
And then you worked, obviously you met Drake through someone that you used to work with.
Yeah.
And then you did a shoot at Pure with Drake.
Yep.
You also sent me a couple photos that you took of him at a concert.
Yep. So I got to do 2 concerts filming their security team, who the head of Drake's security team, that was my contact. And then
What was Drake like?
just another dude. It was weird in the gym talking to him and listening to him talk, and then I'm like, you should be singing in my headphones.
But for Drake, like, did you get any extra feelings or butterflies or nervousness knowing that he's this, like, one of the most popular people on the planet? It's like in the music industry, it goes for fame. It's like Taylor Swift, Drake.
Yeah. Maybe at the start, I'm like, I wonder what mask he's going to show today, right? Because obviously he's wearing a bunch of masks as well. So who is he going to show today? No, it was cool. I actually got him to sign 2 photos that I took of him on stage at the concert.
So cool.
Which was a fangirl moment, but I'm like, when am I ever going to have this opportunity for him to sign the photos I took of him?
Oh, that's crazy.
In person, right? So I was like, fuck. All right.
I'm someone like you. Like, I'm not a big fanboy or
No.
for you fangirl for people, but like, yeah, Drake would for me would be one that I
pretty
would
cool.
be.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like cry and get all giddy, but like, I would be like, holy fucking shit,
Yeah,
this is Drake.
Yeah.
Did he roll up with like 20 security guards or
There was, I think, 4 of them.
just
And-
like massive scary dudes or what?
And then they all trained like at the gym while he was training.
Was the gym open for public during that
No,
time?
it was closed. So that was when we had that was when the gym had the 2 sides. So they closed the side, and everybody's like, "What the fuck's going on? Why can't I go in there?"
I'm guessing that was probably a request from
Yeah,
Drake's team.
obviously. Yeah.
It's funny, when I worked at a restaurant in Ottawa, J. Cole ate there twice in the same day. And I remember they booked his reservation under it was weird too. They booked his reservation under man. And I was like, guys, at least use like a name like Bob or something.
Yeah.
And the host, she didn't know who he was. And so we closed the dining room down at a certain time and just moved to the lounge late night. And he comes in, he rolled in with more than 4. Like there was probably 6 or 7 guys and they were just like giant, enormous guys.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was walking kind of near the host stand and she's like, unfortunately the dining room's closed. I like run over. I'm like, no, we'll get you in. Because he wanted a spot like in the very back corner.
Yeah.
He had a hoodie on. He's very tall though. He's like 6'4", 6'5".
Wow.
Yeah, he's like really tall. And so, he kind of stands out, and obviously he stands out because he's around 6
Other
fucking
big dudes.
6'5", 300-pound guys.
Yeah,
Like they're all the same size as that Morgan guy kind of thing,
Yeah.
but a bit taller. And after I was like, do you know who that is? And she's like, no. I'm like, oh, that's J. Cole. She's like, oh, okay. But anyways, he got in and he sat down. I remember the girl he was with ordered a Virgin Moscow Mule, which is just ginger beer at that point. I've never seen that order before, so I went over to the table and to see if that's what she actually wanted. And I remember I go to the table, they're like the 6 bodyguards are like staring me down. One guy stands up. I'm like, guys, I'm 180 pounds I'm a small 180-pound guy in a suit. I work here. Like,
Just making the drink.
you don't got to worry about me. I understand. You don't
Yeah.
need to stand up. Like, I understand that you could kill me in a second if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And I go to the table, and I'll never forget this. He's looking down. He has plugged in headphones, which is super weird because everyone always has AirPods. And he has like a really like shitty old iPhone and he's watching rap music videos.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is fucking
Sick.
hilarious. I'm like, what's going on right now? And like, I go to the table, everyone looks up at me. He doesn't even flinch, just look up or anything like that. And then at the very end of that whole thing, he ended up getting like some takeout. And I was talking to one of the servers about like how service went and some feedback. And then he kept like looking like up. And then I realized I turned around after the conversation. J. Cole was standing right behind me because he was waiting for someone to bring him the takeout.
Yeah.
And the kid goes, just so you know, I don't remember. I didn't hear a single thing you just said because he's like a huge J. Cole fan. And then I remember one of the guys shared a video of J. Cole being in the restaurant on his TikTok. Got like 2 million views. And you can do whatever you want, but I'm like, man, he's probably never going to come back now that you did that. But I'm like, fuck. But at the end of the day, he was like someone that I didn't talk to, but he was strange.
They're all strange.
He was very weird. Like just that whole thing of like, dude, you're worth $100 million. You're one of the biggest rappers in the world, probably the 3rd biggest rapper behind Drake and Kendrick. And he's there with like an iPhone 7, headphones in, watching like a rap video. I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
People are weird, dude.
But yeah, because you showed me that raw footage of him and he's like talking to you. I forget what he said. He's like easy mode or amateur or something because he's obviously lifting with these giants. But yeah, that's super cool. And then who is or was your favorite person to work with?
That's so hard to say.
And I'm going to put a bunch of your clients on blast because if you don't say it, I'm going to get pissed. How about this?
Who's been the most?
Who stood out to you as a few of your favorite people to work with?
Oh my God, Antoine, because he has a crazy, amazing, wonderful story about where he's gotten to in his life. Amazing to work with and getting to know him and his backstory and to see where he was versus like how he is now. Like he has a family, 2 kids, a wife. He's doing awesome, like mentally, physically.
Because he had a bunch of drug addictions, right?
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah. Growing up, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been to rehab a couple times, and yeah.
And now I see him on his story. He posts the breakfast he makes for his kids every day.
Yep.
Antoine, when you watch this, get on the podcast.
That's right.
Let me tell you your story. No, I think it would actually be a good episode. But because he's an OG fitness guy too.
Oh my God, yeah. Him and Juji were making fitness content like early 2000s when there was only those chat rooms, and they would, it's crazy, the stories they have.
So what advice would you give to someone that's good at videography and they're starting to get into this media world?
For the fitness world or for any type of?
Let's just say the fitness world. Like, what advice would you give if you were mentoring someone in media?
Don't, because these athletes are broke. No. Yes, but no.
Fair.
I would say yes. Explore and view and look at other media and videos and photos that other media people do to try to find what works, what doesn't work. But at the end of the day, you have to find your own eye and your own voice kind of to make it. You can't just copy someone else's style. You have to find your own. It's hard. It's a hard question because I feel like, yeah, there's luck. Again, like who you know, just the right people, right places, but it's also putting yourself in those right places and like the moments, right? Not being afraid to talk to everyone and anyone at the gym. If I was to go back, I would try to find like the biggest dude at the gym and just ask him if I could film him for free. Use that footage on Instagram and as your portfolio, and just try to do that more and more.
Yeah, I guess when you coming back to the comment you made about some of the athletes are broke. If you're off,
there's not like money in that. It's hard.
Right. So when you're offering your services for free, the chances of them saying yes would be pretty high because they don't have to pay someone $1,000 or $500 for a YouTube video.
Yeah, it's true.
So then going to a gym like I call it the Mecca, but the Mecca. So going to a gym like, so Pure or 613 Lift.
Yeah.
When you're going to those gyms, you're going to get a lot of people that
feel like they're entitled to content sometimes.
Why do you think they feel that?
Because they think they're hot shit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that. It's different if you're doing like a full-on video shoot, but it's like when people have like their tripods up in their camera and someone walks in front and they get mad. It's like, bro, we're in a public space here.
This is the gym. This isn't your private home gym. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm courteous. Like if I can obviously walk around it, I will.
Of course.
But if you're like some places that like, I don't know, I've never been to Pier, but at 613, like there's certain machines in places that are like high traffic areas.
Yeah.
And it's like, some of these people are like mothers and fathers with like kids. They're just there to work out. They don't even know who the fuck you are. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to live their life. And at a gym, like if they walk in front of your camera, like just deal with it.
Exactly.
And you see those TikTok videos of like, I saw one of this girl, she was going off on like, about how this guy looked like just a normal dude.
Yeah.
Like walked in front of her camera. I'm like, bro, like you're not special.
I know. No, when I film, like obviously a tripod, but then like, I mean, I am a moving tripod, right? At the end of the day. So I am always constantly like aware of who's around me, the machines, what's around me. So constantly keeping my head on a swivel, because at the end of the day, these people are paying to be there to work out. And I'm getting paid to just film this one person. So I got to be
respectful.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember I went to, because I don't like, because it's important that I'm like going to shout them out. There is, I'll try to find it. If I can't find on my phone quickly enough while you're talking next, there is, the Strength Collective. It's a kind of like a niche powerlifting small gym, but they opened up, brilliant idea. They opened up this training facility that is literally built for basically high rocks. And it has like a 200-meter track. Nice. And then it has a bunch of like the high rock, whatever they do for that in the middle. Yep. And so I went there and I was filming content with Adam Jansen. And we just did like one of those, set the cameras up, throw the mics on, workout and just chat kind of thing. And I remember one person like walked in front of the camera and apologized. I was like, no.
It's all right, buddy.
You can cut us off. Like this is more your space. Like if you want to come in the video, do whatever. Like it's not like we're shutting things down to film Drake here. We're just like two dudes working out. Like you're fine. But I feel like those people, have that sense of entitlement where like you're not, I don't know, like I don't think you're special. Like I respect that you're doing what you're doing, but you're not
above anybody else.
you're not a surgeon in an operating room saving someone's life here. You're not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're not,
Yeah.
and I think with Instagram now, we can say fitness because that's what we're kind of the world we're in, but I talked about it to you earlier as I describe it as like fitness famous, right? Like you're famous in that niche community in the algorithm,
Yeah.
but unless people are in that world, they're never going to see you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But Instagram, I feel like has made
everybody think that they're special.
No, and it's like you've worked hard, you have a couple 100,000 followers, and so you pop up on a lot of people's feeds that are into fitness, but 48% of people in Canada are obese, right? So it's the amount of people that go to a gym and work out regularly is very small. And then the amount of people that are really into it that would even know these people to pop up on their algorithm is like, it's actually the
tiny percentage.
I'm talking about the other day, like I think earlier last night, but like Frank McGrath has 500,000 followers, but he is significantly more famous in the fitness world than newer influencers with 2 million followers.
Of course, yeah.
Because he came in with Animal Pack and all the magazines and stuff. So like, also your following doesn't necessarily represent how quote unquote famous you are in that world either.
Yeah.
Because some people have, I don't know if you ever experienced it, but like some of the OGs that we like household names in the fitness world, and I'll see their Instagram and they have like 500,000 followers. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought they'd have like 10 million, but they just came in too soon. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It's a weird world.
It's a very weird world.
It's like that page, Influencers in the Wild.
Oh my God.
And, it's kind of weird too, because we've almost become domesticated to it now, where if I'm in public and people are doing kind of like TikTok dances or something on the street with videos, like I don't even look at it weird anymore, because I'm just used to
clock it. You're just
like, oh, this is what we do now.
Yeah.
This is all, you know.
Fucking weird. I
remember when I worked for a really big restaurant conglomerate, it was like a go-to place. Like it's one of those places you go like, oh, I'm going there or whatever. I remember people coming in, and it'd be like a group of girls, for an example, and they would like video their whole experience. Them walking in the restaurant, the wine wall. You go over and do like the wine service, and then like video, and it's like.
So when we talked about like the character, player, programmer, they're even like one in it further,
right?
Because they're filming, like it's crazy, right?
It's crazy, and for me, it's crazy not in the sense that. They're doing it. What's crazy is that their viewpoint of doing it is that they're God's gift to the world.
Yeah. Snowflakes.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're a special snowflake.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in God. I believe, I do.
In the sense of like Jesus, Christianity, or?
I believe that Jesus was a real person here on earth. Yeah.
Got it. So are you like a practicing Christian then?
No, I'm not. I don't subscribe to religious beliefs, more spiritual based, as in a piece of God. I believe that so a God, universe, and love with a capital L are all the same things. And I believe we are all fractals of God. Thus, we all have Christ consciousness. We all have we all have fractals of God, Christ consciousness in us. And I believe it's a great disservice to people that they are taking the ability to talk to God and go inwards, that they think that they have to go outwards. So thus going to church, that the priest is the only way in order to talk to God, that you have to do and check all these boxes in order to be close to God, talk to God, find God, where really it's all inwards.
So do you ever pray?
We're praying right now, pray all day. It's the internally, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, because you talk a lot about that on your maybe, sorry, I shouldn't say a lot, but it comes up on your Instagram
Yeah.
sometimes. So I was just curious to your perspective on it.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about past lives,
Yep.
because that's, to me, that's not like Christianity where you have, in a sense, right now, like you have one life and you live that life, but you believe that you existed in other lives.
Well, time isn't real. Time is a man-made construct. So I do believe in past lives, dimensions, different planets, all that thing, all of those things. I believe so your soul came to Earth, on this Earth, for a variety of. This is so hard to put into like a comprehensive paragraph.
So I gotta take your time.
Okay. If you were God and you're living for millions and millions of years and everything was going good, everything's great because you're God, okay? And say, I mean, you got to experience dragons and mountains and blah blah blah, and you're like, I want to experience other things. Do you not? Because if you only get to experience the good, like that would get pretty boring after a while, right? Like, yeah. Wouldn't you want to experience the what's the word? Hardship, challenges in order to grow, because you're God. You're just sitting up there for millions and millions of billions of years. So you're like, okay, I'm going to break myself off into these different fractals and different dimensions, places. Earth. There's, I don't even know, 7 billion of us here. We're all fractals of God getting to experience everything. Good, bad, the ugly, war, love, sex, everything. To have experiences of God, for God. And past lives. I mean, you could have thousands of past lives, hundreds of past lives on Earth, on different planets. And it's all happening at the same time because time is not real.
Why don't you think time is real?
Because it's a man-made construct, because we only used to tell time by the sun and the moon, and then clocks were invented, and it's just a man-made. It's not real. Because even with quantum physics, quantum mechanics with, I can't remember what it was called, a particle like over here, with two particles, if one thing happens over here, it happens instantaneously. It doesn't matter the distance. It happens over here. The folding of time with, oh my God, words in science are hard.
It's all good.
Time isn't real. And I know it. That's, yeah.
I had a guy on who's incredibly smart, and he said something to me where he said, like, you can't control time. You can only control like what you do within it.
Yeah.
Like ultrarian rhythms and circadian rhythms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you have these conversations, like what you just said could easily be a clip that goes on online and people like troll it.
Of course. Time isn't real.
It sounds, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but no, like that's the cool thing about chatting with different people, because I definitely had people on that are very much like the opposite viewpoints, but yeah, it's just a conversation.
Again, it's
not like
you believe whatever you want to believe, and I'll believe what I believe in.
You might think what I think is crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
Like when I tell people that my perspective on pain, they think I'm crazy, but it's just my perspective.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So what's next for you? You're gonna have kids?
No kids in this lifetime. In mushroom ceremony, I've got to view other lifetimes where I have had kids, and it was great, but just not this lifetime. Whatever my soul wants for this life, I'm doing it. I hope so. I am.
Because I feel like there's nothing, like what's left for you to achieve. in your in your career?
And who knows if this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. Like, again, just chapters. You can't be attached to the chapter because the book is always moving.
Do you ever feel afraid in the sense that there's nowhere bigger to go than where you've already been?
No, I don't think so.
Because you've done Drake, you've done Nick Walker, Sam Sulek, Chris Bumstead. Like, where do you go from there?
I mean, so filming those guys, like I just came back from a North Carolina trip to film a female hand like maker, and filming that like a long form documentary where I got to film her for 3 days, getting to know her. Like I really enjoy that. So again, I think it's just finding interesting people that I can help share their story with.
So you're more drawn to
the unknown people, and that have a great story. Then filming Drake, filming all those big, famous guys.
Yeah.
I want to know your story and what you do, why you do it.
That's something I've really, going back to Rogan, I've really enjoyed about him is that even though he's the biggest podcast on the world, he'll have someone on that no one knows.
Yeah.
They might even have social media.
Yeah.
But he hears like a story about them or like they publish some like interesting study and he's like, I just want to talk to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And even though getting like Drake on his podcast would do more views, he's like,
care.
He doesn't care. He's like,
no.
I'll have Donald Trump on and it'll break the internet and I'll also have some random guy that'll get like way less views and
I don't
just
care.
want to hear a story.
No.
Yeah, I find like the storytelling pieces that you're doing because you're almost helping people share their story to the world in a way through art.
Everybody has a story. Yeah.
So you're just going to keep editing and videoing and crushing it and doing your thing?
See where life goes.
Are you, I guess you mentor people, you help people like you've helped me and
I try to help as many people as I can because there's no gatekeeping. There's no jealousy. There's no, this is mine, because I've found that if you give, the universe gives back. If you try to hold everything tight, nothing good happens.
Yeah, I feel like that's like such an old way of thinking where I guess we can use me as an example. I have been recognized as having a skill of communicating well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to just harness all my quote unquote hacks or secrets on communication and harness it. I think it's a very old school way of thinking because now like even you'll message me, I'll give advice or feedback if people ask me for it. And like you did with me, I remember it was that podcast with the doctor. I remember I sent you a photo of the table and I was like SOS and you happened obviously to be on your phone. And then you sent me a photo with like lines shown on it. Be like, no, move this here and do this here and do that there. But then there's so many people in this space that wouldn't do that.
No, pay me $100 and I'll get on a FaceTime call with you and we can blah, blah. No, because we're here to help everybody, help each other.
And I find that the people who have built the biggest businesses or the coolest businesses and done really well, their gateway or foundation was a lot of time renting their time out for free.
Yep.
And people will say, no, like you got to charge. It's like, okay, good luck. Because if you're nobody. So when I started working with Jordan Donato, I offered to coach him for free. And obviously in 2020, it's weird because if I use the word we won a national championship, people think I'm taking credit for it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because if I don't use the word we, he would actually be not happy with that because
you were collaborative effort.
And a lot of people don't know this, but that year going into nationals, I actually moved in with him.
Nice.
Like we went all in.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like one of those things. But when he won the national championship 2020, then all of a sudden just a lineup at the door of athletes wanted to hire me. But if I never worked I paid my travel, I paid for everything.
Yeah.
I gave him all my time. Like the amount of time I gave that guy for free is insane, but I wouldn't have had 40 athletes and made good money off of that
If you didn't.
if you did it for free. Or you
Crazy.
going up to the biggest guy at the gym and being like, hey, can I film you? Or
Yeah.
DMing Chris Bumstead.
Yeah, yeah.
There is, what are we doing for time? Because I want to go over one thing left. There is something, let me show. Yeah. So this is actually, in my opinion, this is one of the best pieces of writing.
Your favorite?
I've and just in the world in general.
Oh God, let's see if I can remember this night when I was high.
I think the best thinker of our generation is Naval Ravikant.
Okay.
I love Naval. I think he's the best thinker. And one of the reasons why I've been so gravitated towards him was because he's like this angel investor, Silicon Valley guy, made gajillions of dollars, but he's very peaceful. He's not the guys that are like the tech guys that are like, I have no introspection. I just go and I take all this Adderall and blah, blah. He's very calm. And every time I'd read a tweet of his or a quote of his, it would be a lot different than what I would usually see that's common in the space at the time. And it would always be a different way of thinking. And then I would apply it. So one of the ones that he has was choose the unemotional response to every given situation and watch how easy your life becomes.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. And then when I started practicing that more, I realized that every single time I had a bad experience or interaction with someone, I didn't choose the unemotional response. And we're all human. We're all going to do it.
Of course, yeah.
But the lesser I did it, the better I was.
Yep.
So if my boss was like super angry at me, and like I've worked with like the stereotypical type A boss people that are like dicks. They're good at their job, but they're dicks.
Yeah.
And I've learned that like if I responded from an emotional place, it just wouldn't go very well.
Wouldn't serve you. Yeah.
So they'd be like, you didn't get this deadline done. And I'd be like, okay, sorry, my bad. I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Got it. And then it was interesting because I had this one boss, she was a regional manager and she was very good at what she did, but her leadership style just wasn't for me, which is fine. But she was the person that she pulled me aside and be like, not like rip on me, but yeah, rip on me. And that table and this and this and this side, blah, blah, blah. And what I learned is that when I would just do this, like, okay, what should I do first? What do you want me to do? And she would give me a task. And then I would just go do it. I'd work. And then like 3 hours later, I'd check in on her and I'd be like, hey, is everything okay? You good? She's like, yeah, why? What's wrong? And it was one of those things that, oh, if I choose the unemotional response here and just get to work and not stoke the fire more,
Yep.
3 hours later, they're going to settle.
Yeah.
And then we're good. But if I meet fire with fire, it's
Kaboom.
it's not going to work. And it's one of actually something that before I read this quote, this sentence or thought is I tell guys for communication is that when you're communicating with someone who is very masculine and alpha, you actually want to be docile and weak.
Yeah.
And when I say that, people go, well, I don't want to be docile and weak. I'm like, no, it works better because the alpha male presence, they want to know that they're safe and that no one can harm them. So I'll do things, even on this like ultra marathon savage, 1,000 pull up, whatever guy, I do this. I'm like, I over apologize and I seem docile and weak.
Yeah.
But what it does is it makes them feel safe because I'm not a threat.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they just start like opening up more. Right. So it's kind of interesting how that works. But anyways, so I have a drink of water quick before I read this. We'll dive into this and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
So most people don't actually want to heal. They just want to feel seen in their pain. Pain becomes the brand, the story, the identity, and yeah, it's familiar. Comfortable, even if it sucks. Because healing means letting go of blame. It means taking real responsibility, and that freaks people out. If they heal, they lose the excuse. They have to look in the mirror instead of pointing fingers. So they stay stuck, not because they can't heal, but because it's easier to stay broken in a world that coddles brokenness. But freedom doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the unknown, the messy, wild places of saying, I'm done with this day. So ask yourself, are you actually trying to heal, or do you just want the perks of the pain?
Mm-hmm. So right off the bat, two thoughts that are completely different. We'll do the first one first. So that's why, I mean, I could easily in every conversation preface in saying, I have a stutter. I'm not very good at talking, blah, blah, blah. But that's not who like that. I don't want to be known for that. That's why I don't, that's not even like part of my profile card, right? The other piece was, I forget what line it was. I dislike it when a lot of religious people say, just give it to God. Give it away. Give it away. I don't enjoy that because you're not doing the work to heal. It's all inside.
Right.
Take responsibility and for everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything inside of you, and do the work. Like, because the healing road, path, journey, the gravel road, it's fucking hard and it sucks most of the days.
Yeah.
And people choose the nice maybe highway road that's easy breezy, but there's nothing down there that makes you a better human, that challenges you, that is fulfilling. It's that road over there.
Yeah, you don't know this, so I saved this for today, but I was posting a lot of my rehab progress on my Instagram post that crazy surgery that I had. And a lot of my identity from 2020 till like last year, I guess, was all the scars on my body, pains, all the ultra endurance things I did with extreme suffering. And when I first read this, I actually went onto my Instagram and archived
Did you?
all of my posts
Really?
that surrounded that topic, because I realized that when I was always sharing how much I suffered or my pain, it was a projection and the need to feel like seen. And I actually wasn't doing anything internally or as much as I should have been doing to actually heal, because you become a victim to it.
Yep.
And you get empathy and you get attention and you get treatment. And I don't think now the goal is for people should be to like ruminate and live as that person, because they're never going to heal.
Yeah. They're attached to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I have people on, or not even on here, but just in general, that have like severe depression or PTSD, I find like they never heal because that is their way to, feel seen or connect with the world. Like I have PTSD or I am disabled. And my mom said this once to me, because I am technically disabled medically with my legs, and they don't work very well anymore. And she's like, what was the one she said? She's like, you don't have like a disability. And of course, when I hear that, I'm like furious. I'm like, look at all
Mom?
I have 30 medical documents, scars on my legs, the nerve pain. I can't even walk 30 minutes. I can't even walk 10 minutes without pain. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, no, you're not disabled. You're abled. And you saying that you're disabled just like enables you from doing what you can do.
And then it because your inner world is a complete projection of your outer world, your universe. If you always think, oh man, I'm in pain, I can't walk, look at my legs, I can't work out anymore, I can't run, what do you expect to see out in the world?
Yeah.
The same shit. Yeah.
So it's interesting how your thought, or writing, and then my mom's quote that I just butchered, but whatever.
We got, yeah.
Allowed me to get into this space and make a career out of it, because I can't run 10 kilometers, bike 40 kilometers, and do an hour in the gym at 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. before I work every day. But it shifted my perspective of what can I do?
What can you do? That was a chapter of your life that I'm sure was amazing and fulfilling, and you loved it, and you still enjoy like the memories of it.
Yeah.
It's just a chapter of the whole book.
And then I shot the general or former general of the Canadian military an email. We got on a call. He said yes. And then everyone started saying yes.
Right.
And now
Podcasting and talking to
people
is another chapter of the book.
And people now reaching out and wanting me to work with them or consult with them or help them with their businesses in life is because I decided to follow your advice.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot?
Yeah.
What's the emotion?
I think the emotion is gratitude.
Where does it live in your body? Where you feel?
Probably most of my stomach. I think so it's like not paying homage to those that paved the way for you is a moral sin. So I wanted to wait till I got you in person.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's been a great journey, talking through COVID and then helping you as much as I could, even though I don't know shit about shit, but I try.
It's one of those things where I've had a couple people in my life. I helped a lot of people through mentorship, but there's a couple that did what I just did here today, and it made me feel better than any line of cocaine or any hot, big following fitness girl that I've hooked up with. So yeah, I was hoping that you're going to be able to feel that because you deserve it.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can do this again.
Fuck yeah.
You're a mentor to me, and you've been a big part of my life.
Thank you.
So thank you. Let's go film some big bodybuilders and go to the Mecca. I'm excited.
Let's go to the gym.
This is the second time I've cried on the podcast. Yeah, this one and the end of the episode with the general.
Of gratitude. Interesting.
Because without him saying yes and you answering my 1,000 DMs that are nonstop because I'm psycho, none of this in my life would happen. And I wish I had enough money to give to both of you, but I don't yet. But hopefully one day I do. But
it's not about the money.
But I hope you, if you're having a bad day, you can hopefully think about the impact you've had on me.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Well, everyone, that was Alora Griffiths' story. I hope you all enjoyed it.